fine starts with me going test, test, ball sack, 1, 2, 3, come, and
That might be
like
the start of this stream just now, so good job. Just hit live, just starts like balls, scream. Best kind
it's
of
like
best kind
you
of
know,
start, I would say.
it's crazy that YouTube made a change to their like streaming in a way that I was just live and had no idea.
You don't need to know. You're just the one who's streaming.
I could go worse.
Absolutely. Well, we're live. Hello, everyone who's already here, maybe or maybe not.
I am not here.
Oh, that's a shame. Man, those. I was just looking at the YouTube studio, and it said 22 were waiting. Then it went down to 2. Now it's 7, 9. This is a weird thing that's doing right now. I'm just gonna ignore
They
that.
just wanted to know when it started, and now that they know, they've gone.
Ah, thank God he's online. Anyway,
They just want to check up on you.
yeah, it's like, is he still fine? Like, oh, I guess. Damn it. Try next time. Maybe he's not fine anymore. Kick metal? Wait a minute.
Get
Hey,
wrecked.
that's very insensitive towards potatoes, James. I think. I don't know. What do the numbers mean, Moodlow? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just gonna put something over them so I don't get confused.
Metal is easily confused.
Who was that? Hello? Where the voice is coming from?
I get it. I see what you're doing.
I also have my window open in the kitchen, so if someone is outside in the garden neighbor right now, probably like, oh shit, he's going crazy again.
Just imagining you hear back, hello?
It's that freak next door talking English all the time.
Oh yeah, right. That's weird for you guys.
Dude, it's so weird because I probably use English more than German these days.
Yeah,
Especially now,
because you're not some weirdo.
especially now that I'm doing home office. Because normally it was during work I used German a lot, but now it's like me sitting on my ass at home, just writing a little bit in German. But that's
Because
about
you're
it.
lazy.
Yes, I am. It's great. Also, I don't have to go back to the office now that the corona mandates are over here. Because they just said, oh, there's actually no reason for you guys to come in. We don't have enough space anyway, so just stay at home, work from there. It's like,
Yeah, I feel like a lot of
alrighty.
places are going that way.
Hmm?
How many men did you have to date for coronavirus?
What?
Because you're talking about the corona mandates.
How did I miss that? Oh, that was actually a really good joke. I'm so sorry.
It wasn't. You don't have to lie to me.
No, I think it was pretty good, but I missed it, so I ruined it.
Well, you tried
Nice.
your best. That's
Metal.
what really matters.
Nice.
It's about
Metal's
family.
live. Time for me to go, losers. Wow. Where's my
I just wanted to
10k?
make sure that you're okay.
Yeah. Where's my 10k Poopenheimers? You're on the wrong stream, buddy. You can only kick J on the Twitch.
Yeah.
.tv
Yeah, you're just gonna have to
slash
settle for
Metalcommander.
writing it in chat.
Mm-hmm. What do you think is? Do you think in German or English more? Sometimes it changes mid sentence in my brain. I'm not even lying.
I think you're lying, Mel.
Damn it!
Liar!
Stop telling me. Chad would have believed me. Maybe. Possibly.
Well, they're very gullible people.
Why even bothering with this one? We have Captain Blaubeer. Hell yeah, glad I caught it. It's one of my favorite TNG episodes. Wow, it's I liked it quite a bit. It's good stuff. It's
I'm
good
glad
stuff.
to hear that you liked it because we hadn't actually talked about it at all.
Yeah, I mean, I had like no reference for it, but I learned today that apparently it's one of the most liked episodes in all of Star Trek, from what I heard.
I gather that as well. I understand why, although I wouldn't say it's like the strongest. There are probably some like criticisms, right?
Yeah.
I assume we've both arrived at.
Yeah, I did.
But like,
But I do like the concept of the episode a
yeah, man,
lot.
it's really cool.
It's really cool. Yeah, exactly. Screams out, Mom, outside the window. Ah, Zeit für meine gebrauchte Englischstunde. Time for my used English lesson. I don't even know what that's
Used
supposed to mean.
English. It's like you get your English secondhand.
Yeah, that's what it would mean. I need my second-hand English lesson. That smells like Google Translate right there. Moodley, you should do a Metals Forgenheimer on the construction guys Klaus video. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. So when is Metal going to do a full review on Discovery and Picard? I heard that's very bad, so I don't want to do that. To be fair, though, I put Star Trek TNG Season 1 on my phone because tomorrow I'm going to have a 4-hour train ride. So I'm just going to watch a whole bunch of those episodes.
You're going to have fun, but not as much fun as you could because you are watching Season 1.
Because this episode kind of gave me a little taste on the nose.
That's how it starts, Metal.
Because I wanted a reason to watch Star Trek anyways, because I remember watching like a little bit as a child here and there, and I don't remember anything about it. I think I probably watched more Voyager back in the day.
Oh, I've not seen a single episode of Voyager ever, but it's what I'm going to watch. I want to go through all of Star Trek Next Generation, then all of Deep Space Nine, and then Voyager. I hear of the three of them that Deep Space Nine is supposed to be the best one, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah. Man, I forget how many or how much Star Trek there is.
Oh, it would take a month to watch all of Star Trek.
It's insane. There's so much. So much for farming in Elden Ring. Hey, I haven't played any Elden Ring yesterday. I haven't played any Elden Ring today. And I won't be playing Elden Ring the next 3 days because I'm not even at home. I don't even know if I'm going to survive this. Like, I don't know what to do.
You won't. You will perish.
I will perish. Then perish.
You know who originally said that?
Who was it?
The then perish quote comes from someone role-playing as Obama in a furry chat.
Okay, I know the meme with the Obama stuff. I didn't know it was from a furry chat. That's fucking hilarious.
It's it's Obama like talking to this furry who's like, I'll do anything for you. Harry's like, the furry says, "Please help me, Mr. Obama, I'm drowning." And Obama says, I need you to do something for me. I'll do anything for you, Mr. Obama. And he says, then perish.
Perish. Perish is such a good word, just telling someone to die. Perish.
It really is.
So good. So good. Really? I put secondhand, my used English lesson. Yeah. Season 1 isn't great, but season 3 is fantastic. Yeah, I'm probably gonna just snail my way through it because I actually don't know when I have time to watch episodes in between. But yeah, should be fun to run. It's funny because at some point Mutually was like, we should watch like all of Star Trek. I was like, that's gonna take like a very long time.
And it's probably not going to start for a very long time either, because I know that he wants to like also watch all of some other shows as well.
Well, he said that to me like 2 years ago, so. So that never happened.
I know that he wants to watch like all of Buffy and Angel with us all first.
Yeah, watch Buffy first, you coward. Hey, I've been a friend of Mahler's for almost 8 years now, and he watched Buffy with like 12 people, but not with me.
What do you think that means?
I don't know. I still don't believe that show's even real. I think it's just all a big meme.
What, a meme to make fun of you?
Yeah, it's like the Sheens with Fringy. I think Fringy still thinks Sheens are real.
On its own, that's just a great sentence as well. I think Fringy still thinks the Sheens are real. I
don't think we ever clarified it's a meme.
I I like the idea that he's currently watching this stream going, hey.
Wait a minute. I need to bring that up again. The freaky. The sheets.
It's like none of us were ever trying to like deceive him into thinking that the Sheens were a real show. We just kept like we just like said it as like, yeah, this is a meme, and like he didn't immediately realize it was a meme.
Yeah.
So we just sort of kept pushing it to see if he would realize it was a meme, and he didn't.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. That's good stuff. I didn't even tweet out that we're live. Maybe should do that.
I did. I'm a better streamer.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what they all say. They all say wow because they're so impressed by me.
Wow.
They don't say that. That's rude.
We live, homies. There you go.
Thank you.
That was brave. I didn't even check if that was the correct link or if it actually copied it. I just went full YOLO, but it worked out.
You accidentally linked to a big porn. Why are you copying and pasting the links to porn, Metal?
Because I like porn.
That's a crime.
Crime with a Y. Crime.
Crimea River.
Fringy's a good soul, too pure for this world, even more pure than Jay. Damn.
Well, it's not a contest.
Listen, I love Fringy, but I swear sarcasm flies over his head sometimes and refuses to admit it.
I think he admits it.
Dude, have you listened to their toilet conversation? That was fucking hilarious.
I did listen to the toilet conversation. It was pretty good.
Oh, that was fun. That was really fun. Ah, good stuff. It isn't, but if Jay is an elf, Fringy is the tooth fairy. Mm.
I see.
Why does sitting there on Twitter and not have the Discord icons? I don't know. I did save it like a while ago.
What have you done, Metal?
I don't know, just copied the thing.
What have you done?
Twitter.
Good.
Twad. Twiddly-dee, twiddly-doo.
I'm gonna twiddle your D. Oh, that
nice.
means a thing.
Twiddle that D. So.
No.
Oh man.
That's what you get.
Is this
You wanna talk
finally
about
the
Star Trek?
episode where Jay watched Lord of the Rings? I could imagine if we just made a Metal's Forge on Lord of the Rings and we just do it here, but we never tell anyone on EFAP that happened.
I think they'd notice eventually.
Nah.
I think maybe they would.
We'll just make a little pact with chat. I was like, just keep it quiet, okay?
Hey guys,
Just
promise. Don't tell anyone, okay?
pinky promise. Look me in the eyes, even if you can't, because I don't use a camera on this anymore. I'm in, you son of a bitch.
That means I can make up what you look like, and people will just have to believe me.
I'll tell immediately. I can't be trusted.
And you are not welcome.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. Metal does.
No, I agree though. It's fine. Why are we talking about Fringy? Metal watched the thing. I did watch a thing. I also
You
just
like
started
the
watching
thing.
TNG. I hope you didn't watch Star Space. There's so many parodies in that. I have no idea what that is.
What is that?
They wouldn't notice. No one watches Metal's Forge. Hey, man. It's too real, too soon, okay?
Hey.
Stares lovingly into Mudelheimer's eyes. Where are you? Get out of my house! Don't tell
You want to talk
Snape.
about Star Trek?
Metal can't tell me what to do. I'm bigger than him. You don't even know that. Are you in my room too? You all get out of my house! I can only send to Charlie's eyes. They're the only ones unmarked with endless crying. So you like being on another Nazi kill stream, Jay? with a
Yes,
real German this time. That must
a
be,
real German.
yeah.
I I was having to settle for all those fake Germans
I
before.
know, right?
I was like, "Oh, Frank, you have to be the German today." And he goes, "Oh, nine."
Oh, oh nein, warum ich schon wieder? It's because you're German, Frank, you fucking idiot. Ah, ja, richtig. And that was the bit of the day. It was very bad. Anyway, Star Trek. What a segue.
Metal,
What
was
is
this like your first TNG episode since you were a small German?
probably? I mean, yes, not probably. It was, because I don't even remember anything about TNG or Voyager or anything, to be honest. So yeah, that's definitely the only episode I've seen that I'm aware of and remember, because I'm not a small dumb child, because now I'm a big dumb adult.
Well, it's interesting because it's a pretty unconventional episode. So, I
It
mean, the
is.
only
It is.
character that you've really got any perception of is Picard.
Yeah, I remember him. I
He's
remember
very
him.
memorable.
He is. He is. Uh, how I actually didn't really think about how do we want to go chronologically through the episode, or do we just talk about
I
specific
think it makes
stuff?
sense to do chronologically through the episode, right?
Yeah, I mean I'm always prepared for that. I was just wondering if you had like some specific topics you wanted to touch on with this, but we can just go in like this, going like this. Right. Let me do my little back. That was the overlay I just deactivated. I need to stop doing that.
Told you I was going to ruin the overlay.
You idiot! Stop it. We got this going. Let me get rid of the sound. I also found out that there's a loop function in VLC, so I don't have to click back while we talk about stuff. It just does it on its own. It's crazy. Crazy shit.
You're speaking in riddles, Metal.
Well, VLC, you can say like, I want to go from this point to this point. When you reach point B, go back to A, and then just cycle through. It makes sense to
See.
me. You don't have to be in control of it, so don't even worry about it.
Hey, that's my favorite character. He's on the screen right now, and he gets like
Riker,
one line this episode, and that
Worf,
was it. No, no, no.
Data.
When I was saying that, Data was on the screen for me on the stream.
Yeah,
He gets like two lines this episode.
yeah. But yeah, it is kind of unconventional episode because it's like, oh, I've got to be space and stuff, but not really.
Well, like the thing that makes me think that I assume about this, right, is that like because there are so few scenes on the Enterprise and all of them take place on the bridge, I imagine that they probably filmed this, like all of the bridge scenes, while they were there for like filming another episode, right?
Oh yeah.
Because like that's not a full day's work, I imagine, just filming those scenes.
No.
Um, it's like watching this actually made me think a lot about how they probably do the production because yeah, like they probably do like film all of the scenes in like blocks for like the whole season, right? They probably just go through a lot
Mm.
and pick up loads of the scenes for loads of episodes all in one day and
Oh, he probably has like Patrick Stewart probably has like a whole day just of recording log entries for the starting episodes.
oh, that must be fun.
Yeah, saying all these numbers.
What I think is interesting is that you never actually see the characters like recording their logs.
Oh yeah, it's just here's the Enterprise, now talk.
Yeah, um, it's like it's never like it's almost never mentioned in the show. Like I say almost because I'm like actually not sure if it ever is, but I can't think of a single time where like in the actual events of an episode you see a character because it's not just the captain who records a log. I know that Dr. Crusher has one as well.
Mm.
You never hear a character reference like, "Oh, I was just recording my log earlier," or "Oh, like I'm just gonna go sit down and record my log for a sec," or just like see like him recording his log when someone wants to come into the room. You never see any of that. It's just like,
Mm.
I guess it makes it feel kind of disconnected. You forget that it's a thing the characters supposedly do while the episodes are taking place.
Yeah. I could be wrong because it's been probably like 20 years since I saw Voyager, but I think there's some episodes there where Janeway is recording the logs and someone comes in. I think there's some memory in my brain that happened, but I have absolutely no clue. I mean, I was a small German, as you said, so I don't know.
Micro German.
Yeah, which was really interesting for me. Weirdly enough,
Being a small German.
a small German. Yeah, I couldn't speak English. It was fucking wild. Uh, because I obviously watched all these episodes in German, and normally I have like the memories of the voice actors in my brain.
Right.
But when I watched this, like, it didn't feel weird at all when they were talking in English. I was like, oh yeah, that's them.
That's just because of Patrick Stewart's impressive voice that
Probably, yeah.
immediately overrides any memories of anyone. Um, you could hear anyone speaking with Patrick Stewart's voice, and it would instantly erase that person's previous voice from your memory.
That's fair. That is very fair. Tiny German boy child. uh, but yes, that's that. There you go. So I have very little TNG context, and I guess you just got yours recently. I guess from what I saw on your Twitter
So,
machine.
I've been I had like the same experience, right? It was like I watched a few episodes as a child, and then a couple of years ago, my mother and I, who are both just liked watching it a while ago, decided that we should watch like all of it the whole way through. So like whenever I was like over there, I we would watch like a few episodes together. So I've been working my way through this series for like 2 years.
Oh, okay.
Um, and it's been fun. I'm enjoying it a lot.
Yeah.
And this is where I got recently. I recently saw The Inner Light,
Oh,
and
this is
it
this
became
episode. That's perfect.
yeah.
Let's talk about it.
I think it's my personal favorite, although I wouldn't call it the strongest. Yeah, it's my
Mm-hmm.
personal favorite, and it wouldn't be if it wasn't for that ending scene. But like that's what cemented it for me.
Noise.
You
But
We want to do it chronologically, so we're gonna get there last.
that's how that works. Yeah. Yeah, I got more and more interested because I started watching the Red Letter Medias on them, where they go for their favorite episodes and the things they mentioned in the episodes. Like, man, this sounds fucking cool.
That's how you know what? I reckon that's how so many people get into like media now at the moment, right? Because like, here's the thing though. Like, I was watching a video on the it was called The Politics of Star Wars. I was watching yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and it was describing the Star Wars prequels, and I was like, man, that sounds so cool. I remember watching it though, and it wasn't that great.
Yeah. Right. Who the fuck is calling me now? You're too late, buddy. You have to wait till tomorrow, I'm afraid. Anyway, yeah. So let's jump into the USS Enterprise, if you will. So we obviously just start with the standard captain's log, where Picard records that they found an object they can't immediately identify, and they're approaching it. And you know what? When I heard the thing, I was like, man, that's actually a really cool idea to just start the episodes that are mostly not tethered together. I think there's only like a handful that go like 2 episodes, I think, and that's mostly like the finales or the pilots, I think, right?
And what did you say? I opened Netflix just to get up my own copy of the episode, and a loud noise immediately came out of Netflix and covered what you said.
Oh, sorry. So I just said what was happening right now. So obviously starts with the captain's log, and Picard records that they found an object they can't immediately identify, and they're approaching it now to check it out. And then I said, I think these logs are a pretty cool way to start the episodes, because the episodes are mostly one episode, and then it's a whole nother thing on the next episode.
Yeah.
I think it's just a nice intro to just get us right where we are. It's like, okay, we found a thing, we're gonna check it out, let's go. It's like, oh, that's a really good idea, and it just fits into the episodes.
Star Trek is just a great premise for that as well, because there's so many just like, you know, It's like, here's a thing we found while exploring space. Let's find out what happens.
Yeah,
It's just such, you could do so much. And yeah, this is it's the most basic thing. It's like, hey, yeah, there's just a thing out there. Like, it looks like someone built it. We have no idea the fuck it is.
yeah.
There's so many places you can take that. Although I don't think that anyone who hasn't seen the episode is going to expect that they take it to the place they do take it, even though it makes sense, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah.
I was going to say it makes perfect sense. I'm not going to go that far.
Right, so Enterprise approaches the object and seems to be some kind of foreign satellite probe thingy. And, well, yeah, they go about, wonder what it is, scan it, find out what it's made of, say it's not very sophisticated technology, but then they realize they're getting scanned and some kind of beam is shot their way. I think Data finds that out. So immediately they raise their shields, put the phasers on standby, but the beam just penetrates the shield. They can't do shit. And as soon as the beam hits, Picard falls unconscious, and Riker catches him, tells him that he's got him, and it fades to black in the POV of Picard. I really like this, just how they made this as a scene. I think it's pretty commonplace in every episode, but just how they behave.
Oh, like they're all doing their jobs and like acting like they should.
Exactly. Like Data is doing the scanning thing. Worf is immediately like, I'm gonna shoot the thing to bits. I think Riker was second in command, if I remember that correctly, right? Or at least like the right hand
Yes.
man or something.
He is number one, which means he is the first mate to the captain.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so everyone is doing his job. They all at their stations. They all say the things they should know because they're at these stations. I just think it's just fucking great. I just loved watching that.
I just really, yeah, it's really fucking refreshing to be going through like any episode of like this era of Star Trek and be going, man, they're all doing like the things that they were employed to do because they're good at those things and that's why they were employed to do them. But on top, they're not just fucking like, soulless machines that go through and just perform a function. They also all have their own characters and quirks and identities. Like, like it's a brilliantly written ensemble cast.
Yeah, it's great shit.
And like ensemble casts are hard to execute like at the best of times, but when each one of them is supposed to have their particular field of expertise and the thing that they know how to do, that's you're already taking on a lot by like taking that on as a writing project.
Absolutely. But it works very, very well. I liked it a lot. I was just like, man, that was impressive.
I think it's consistently like the strongest element, right? Of like the show where very few episodes will actually fuck that up. Like there's other stuff that episodes will fuck up, and you're like, the plot made no sense or whatever, right? Or that felt a bit racist, I guess. But you very rarely at an episode saying, man, the crew were just incompetent for no reason and like they were out of character.
Yeah. And it just continues on all the bridge scenes we get in this episode as well. It's like, man, all they're doing kind of makes sense or makes perfect sense. Maybe even it's just
man, you're gonna love the episodes that are fully the crew, aren't you? Like, because this one has so little.
Yeah. Because I was expecting more on the bridge because I had no fucking clue what this episode was. But yeah, this was just I just immediately caught. I was like, man, this is like good shit. What happened? Why is everything so poopy these days? But yes, after Picard falls unconscious, he wakes up, but he's in a whole different place, and he's looking straight at a woman. He has no clue who it is. He asks her what this place is immediately. Like, what is this place? He's like not amused because I assume it's not the first time something weird like this happened to Picard. Because he looks like concerned, telling him
a lot of funky stuff happens to him.
Yeah, so he's immediately like, okay, I'm in danger. What is this place? Tell me. And the woman's like, oh, you're still feverish. and he calls her. She calls her Cayman. Uh,
She calls him Cayman.
Cayman. Yeah.
She
So
does.
this seems to be his name and whatever this is. I just love how Picard reacts here. It's just crazy. Like, what is this place? Like, really annoyed, and immediately goes like, "Oh man, maybe I fell asleep in the holodeck. Computer, end the program." Nothing happened. It's like, oh, maybe okay, nothing is happening. Picard to bridge or to Enterprise is trying to contact his peoples, his crew, but nothing is happening. And
Yeah, because he just runs through like all of his like you can see
exactly.
his mind go. You can
Yeah,
see
yeah.
everything that he's thinking by his actions.
Exactly. It was like, man, good stuff. Like he's he's like doing all the logical things. Like, oh, maybe I'm just fell asleep here. It's like, oh no, okay, crew, what is going on? No crew. Okay, maybe shit's fucked. I don't know. And then he again asks. Oh, go ahead.
You thought you might have characters like it's not the only logical way to act though, because like
Oh yeah,
he's
yeah.
just not humoring it at all. You might have characters like who would find themselves in this situation and sort of play along to see what happens, to see if they can learn more, and
Well, he does that later when he realizes he's not
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
anywhere, which I really liked. He's not just staying like this.
Yeah, the moment that happens is where is as you see, he's developing a strategy when someone says to him, the fever, it must have taken your memory. And he just sort of goes, yeah, that must be it. And you're like, he's doing it.
Oh yeah,
And it like makes sense in the story the point where he makes that decision as well, because it's like, I fully believe that at that point he's established he doesn't feel like he's getting anywhere with his current approach.
Yeah, exactly. And then he asks the woman again what this place is, and she just says, oh, it's your home, silly, or something along those lines, she says. And then we get the intro scene with the fucking banger of a song, which I forgot was so fucking great. I haven't heard it in a long time. I was like, this is good shit.
It is a fucking banger. It's really long though, so I do tend to skip the intro. Which is a shame because it is such a banger.
It is pretty long, but yeah. Let me just move the background shleem. Okay. Created by Gene Roddenberry. It's like your opinion, bro.
Okay, Gene.
More like Sheen.
More like Big P and Eugene.
Too nice. Alright, I'm gonna just put in another loopy loop here, so I don't need to take care of that while we talk.
The fucking injury that I got from my glasses is really sore. Like
yeah, it must be. It's like an annoying place to have it as well when you have to wear glasses, I imagine.
The glasses aren't really bothering it. It's just stinging. And like when I move my eyebrow, it's like ow.
Ow.
If anyone in chat is wondering what happened, I put my glasses on too hard and drew blood from my face.
Drew blood.
It was wild.
Opened up the hard way. But yeah, we after the cutscene we got like Picard Patrick Stewart just acting incredibly. that's what I got.
Oh yeah, he's a fucking brilliant actor.
The way the scene plays out is just so fucking great because they do so much in this scene. Because Picard immediately asks, "Am I a prisoner here?" And the lady says that she is worried and he shouldn't push himself that hard, and he had a high fever for like 3 days. And it's just great because while all of this is happening, Picard is like looking around his surroundings, trying to figure out where he is. Maybe it's like a jail cell or whatever. And also while he's doing that, he's never turning his back to her because he doesn't know if she's a danger or not.
I didn't realize that.
Like he always looks at her, just looking around in the different rooms, because he goes like to 2 different rooms of the flat, and just looks at her and is like, oh, what's going on? and just checking out his surroundings, trying to see if you can find anything weird or that shows him if he's in danger or not. But yeah, I really like that. It's like, man, this is just good stuff.
I went to the scene just to see for myself him never turning his back. You lied to me, Metal. The
What?
first frame I saw, he's looking away from her. Liar!
Really?
Yeah, he's looking at the door. I think it actually might be when he leaves.
Oh, that's
the
when he
room.
leaves.
It was
Yeah.
just fun. It was just really funny for me where you were like, he never turns his back on her, and I skipped it. Really, and it's just this picture.
Yeah, that's right before he leaves, like 2 seconds before he leaves. But yeah, he finds the door and he goes outside.
Another thing to note, I think, is just how like well designed I think this set is to like, resemble like another culture. Like it's not any clear existing culture. It's not like
Oh yeah.
It's like China, right? Or anything like that, which a lot of stuff will just do. It's like, hey, our fictional culture is just whatever real culture, right?
Yeah.
With minor changes. But this, like, I can't identify as anything that actually exists. But the cultural imagery is still very strong, which will be, I guess, significant to the actual like story later. Or at least the meaning of the story is that there's like clearly a lot of culture on display in this place. Even though I think it looks quite cheap, like it's still like nicely put together, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Like it has vision but not money behind it, really. I mean, probably you know an amount of money, but not a crazy. You know?
Yeah, not like today's amount of money, and then it still looks shit.
Well, I mean, like the first thing I noticed, right, is that like I mean, first of all, there aren't any like exterior windows because this was definitely filmed indoors.
Oh yeah.
Secondly, if you look like the lights at the lighting does feel wrong, right? Because first of all, like the lights at the top of the like on the ceiling, I don't think they actually emit light. They're off,
Yeah.
and the light is all coming, but from like multiple sources at the other side of the room, which makes it pretty clear that it's being lit by stage lights. It was a time before like dynamic lighting that was actually a part of the scene being used in the set was really a thing that was done that much, and just flat stage lighting was widely accepted. And I don't even know why that was the done thing back then, because I do think it suffers for it. It makes it feel a lot less real.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I gotcha. But yeah, he goes to the door and she says, "You really shouldn't go outside." And then Picard just does big dick energy and just leaves. Doesn't even look back. He just looks at her, is like, "Oh, whatever, I'm gonna leave."
It's also worth noting, right? Just like how genuinely concerned she seems.
Yeah. She's just like really weirded out by his behavior.
Like she is acting incredibly genuinely. She's like, Cayman, there's something up with you, man.
Yeah. You were like ill and now you're fucking weirdo. What are you doing?
Like, it's something that a lot of writers seem to struggle with is writing dialogue of like a character who's reacting to like a weird situation that also communicates like the exposition of what's going on. Where it's like, you know, what you know, like it would be so. I feel like most people's first like instinct would be to like, what do you mean, Cayman? Why are you talking about ships? There are no ships. We are married. I am your wife.
Cayman, that's your name. You remember your name?
Oh my god, I would hate that so much. But so many writers would write that.
Yeah, it's unfortunately the true. But yeah, he goes outside, sees some children playing, and just sees a group planting a tree in like a little square. Like just got like the
By the
middle.
way,
Go ahead.
it's not exactly precise, but I did some calculations.
Oh.
And if you watched every episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation without skipping the intro, you would spend 5 hours of your life watching the intro.
Oh, just the intro.
Yeah,
Well, I
which
see.
I probably have done because I watched most of the TNG I watched with my mum, and we don't skip the intro when we watch it. So
No, okay. Fair enough. Right. Sees children playing and just a group planting a tree in a square, and he has no idea what's going on, obviously. He's just looking around very concerned. And apparently they mention that this is a sign of defiance of the drought and a symbol of their survival. So I guess they've been doing some kind of
planting a tree.
planting a tree, some kind of ceremony. And yeah, it looks kind of dry here. I've written down it looks deserty, but
It looks delicious.
it looks delicious. But no, it looks a little bit like a desert. But later on, we see like a white shot that looks actually kind of not like a desert. So I don't know.
Well, it's like it's still very
It's
hot and scorched, but there is like grass like growing
yeah,
around the
yeah.
area,
But yeah, but
which is appropriate.
yeah. But yeah, they pretty much tell us like they had a hard time surviving at least for a while, but they seem to manage so far. And
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
oh, go
I
ahead.
think if you look, I'm looking at the wide shot now. I think you can see, like, I'm not 100% clear that this is what this is, but it looks like the riverbed is mostly dry, and there's now just a thin stream at the bottom.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll get to that shot in a little bit, so we can have a look at it. Because I found
It's a
something
really
else in
nice
that
shot,
shot,
though.
which was kind of funny.
Funny
Yeah.
is how veiny Patrick Stewart's arms are.
No, it's a continuity error.
Oh,
um, but yeah, we'll get there shortly because I want to show it on stream because it's just a small little continuity error that I saw. But yeah, the Picard walks up to the guy, to the lad, and he introduces himself as Patai when he sees Picard. Or for him, he's Cayman, obviously.
it's like it's really nice that he looks concerned when he asks
Oh,
his name. It's like, man, you've been fucked up by this fever, huh? You should know my name. Like,
yeah.
it's like,
Yeah, because he's also clearly happy to see him back on his feet again.
yeah,
And
and it's like because they clearly were like pretty good friends, right?
mhm.
So he's going up to him. He's like he's been sick, and he's like going, okay, so yeah, I think yeah, my memory's taking a hit, I guess, because this is when he starts to play along.
Yeah, but before that, he just goes up to him and is like, "Are you in charge of this place?"
Yeah,
And then he wants to be returned to his ship immediately. And Patai is just confused, like, well, what ship will that be? He's like, he has no idea what he's talking about. It's kind of funny, actually.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, right, because Picard just slightly annoyed goes like, please, like, come on. Like, I know you're all fucking with me. Like, this is clearly, you're clearly imprisoning me or whatever. Let me go back home, all right? Let me just go back to my crew. Yeah, and then this is where Patai concludes that the fever must have taken his memory. And yeah, as you said, this is where Picard starts to play along. It's like, yeah, let's go with
Yeah.
that, I guess. Must be it. Um,
Oh, it's a great thing. It's like fucking Patrick Stewart is such a good actor, right? Because he says it with a smile and he says it like affirmingly,
mhm.
but you still get a sense from Picard that that's not how he would normally say it if he actually was being genuine.
Mm.
Like he still performs the line differently to if he was actually telling the truth, but he doesn't make it like a fucking obvious lie or whatever. It's great. Hot take, Patrick Stewart, good actor.
What? Get out of here. But yeah, Patai introduced himself as the council leader and that he is now in the community of Rezik on the planet Catan. and this is the northern province of the community, which is
Yeah.
not super important to mention, but I thought I'd throw it in there.
You could
For
call him a settler of Catan.
oh, nice,
Haha.
nice,
Yeah, because that's the name of the thing.
nice. Yeah, when he says he's on the planet Catan, Picard says, Catan? Not a Federation planet. I call bullshit on this one. I don't believe that he remembers all the Federation planets in his head.
No, mate. Actually, that might be a good point.
I was like, huh? You know that? Just out of my head? There's probably a whole,
I won't.
a whole lot
I'm
of
wondering,
those.
are there any big nerds in chat who could tell us how many Federation planets there are in the TNG era?
If there's like 7, fine, but I think it's probably hundreds, I would guess.
Well, I guess, like, of anyone, he's likely to know all of them, right?
Yeah, but I in my mind, so even I wrote in my notes like I'm missing context, but I believe it's probably going to be a whole bunch of those. So I don't
Well, at
actually.
the same time as well, right? Like, he. I don't understand why he says that out loud. That's the first line of dialogue
Yeah,
where I'm like, why did you say that? Like, that should have been an inside thought.
yeah. Because Patai looks confused by that as well. It's like, huh?
So,
Federation? What?
what I think he should have said is like ask a follow-up question to Bataille. It's like we're not in the Federation then.
Yeah.
Something
I
like
think that would
that.
have made more sense.
And Bataille could have been like, I don't know, like the Federation. What's that? And Picard would then learn more information.
Yeah. Let's see. More than 150 planetary governments in the Federation. Oh, okay, yeah.
I feel like he might know 150 of them.
Yeah. Over 150 according to Picard. Okay. Yeah, 150 maybe. That's not impossible, I think.
Especially because he's like a diplomat, right?
Yeah,
Like that's
yeah.
what he does. He's probably
Um,
been to like most of them.
that's a fair point too, yeah. But yeah, it was just, it's not even a big thing. I was just weirded out that he said that. As he said, it probably would have been smarter to just like, oh yeah, the Federation, great, right? It's like, what? But yeah, and then he tells Vitae that he's just gonna walk about, just looking around. So maybe the memory is coming back to him. And it's like, oh, but you were in bed for like days. It's like, exercise will do me good.
I guess,
And no one stops him. He just walks away.
While we're on this scene as well,
Oh, you're
like,
roboting. You're roboting.
I feel like. Oh, should we go to Singapore?
Oh,
I know why I'm roboting. It's because I've got fucking Netflix open. I guess I'll close it because Netflix makes me robot.
oh boy.
So. Oh fuck! I've lost my thought. Hang on.
While
hang
we're
my
on
brain.
that scene, and then
Um. Oh yeah. I guess I feel since it will later establish that this is a planet that doesn't have contact with any other planets. It would make more sense to me if Bataille was more weirded out by the question of what planet is this? You'd be like, what you mean, bro?
I mean, he is weirded out by that.
I guess.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. I feel like it's one where my brain went, maybe there would be different reactions from a person. Like if a person was like not being like if a person was having like seemingly like a psychotic break in front of you or like entering a fugue state or whatever, and they asked you what planet this was, would you just be like, Earth?
It's more like, are you okay? Like what?
Yeah. I guess Bataille has already established that he's not doing okay.
Yeah. I mean, in this scene, he tells him twice, like, oh, maybe we should go to the doctor. So
And I guess as well, like Bataille does seem like a very like from what we see of him in this episode, like a very straight talking, just sort of down to business kind of guy who's just sort of friendly and unassuming. So I guess I buy this from him.
yeah. Right. So yeah, he just has a walkabout for a good while, and then we get a wide shot of the place
Gorgeous wide shot.
because he just moves up there. Let me just grab this. There we go. And I'll show it on the fleems. So there you go. This is
I don't want to look at the flames.
this is the fleem. Looks pretty cool. I would live there.
Oh yeah.
It looks,
I mean, other than like the water crisis.
yeah, not during the drought, but like in general. Also, as you can see in his left hand, he has a hat that he didn't have before.
Oh, where did that come from?
Yeah, because you see him shortly before this, no hat.
Well, that's a bit weird.
Yeah, he just gets this little hat.
Which funny, if like this came out today, there's a strong chance that they would edit that hat out after the episode aired.
Mm-hmm. Also, what a weird fucking outfit that is, by the way.
Oh, how so?
I don't know, the green with dirt brown almost on it. It just looks. I mean, it just looks alien, is what I'm trying to say. Really.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like another cult. Like I believe that there would be like a culture that dresses like this.
Oh
I
yeah,
guess.
yeah. I just think it's fuck ugly, so that's what I.
I don't. It doesn't appeal to my sensibilities.
Yeah, yeah. It's almost like they're alien. Oh wait, they are.
But and one thing is, it's funny because that's the same hat he wears like
Later
way
on
on in
when
the
he's-
episode.
Yeah, that's what
It's
I
like-
thought too. It's like,
It's like how much later in his life is that?
It's a bit Peter Panish. Oh yeah, I can see that. Right. But yeah, he's just going about, just having a little walk around. And with a little walk around, I mean he's apparently walking around till nightfall.
Yeah.
Because at some point he goes back to, well, I guess you can say he goes back home, or whatever home is for this character he is right now. Just has a little knock on the door. I'm just trying to find the right place to put the loopy loop here.
Well, it makes sense because like this is a place that he's established that he can get information from, right? He's not just resigned to, well, I guess I will. There are like several reasons that he would go back there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It makes total sense. Because from the information he has, like, oh, she cared for me, so she's probably close to me. Might be my wife. I don't know if he thinks that far already.
Well, I think he just thinks that she's probably like a good source of information for one thing, but
Yeah.
for a second thing, it's getting dark, right? And he would probably prefer to sleep in like a building.
Yeah, I
rather than
prefer
just
that
outside.
most of the time as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he ends up back here, and this is where we find out that her name is it Eileen or Aileen?
Aline.
Aileen, yeah, okay. She's relieved that he's back, tells him that no one was able to find him and was wondering where the fuck he was going. and he just says, oh, I've been walking for hours around, just walking around.
And she's just sort of like,
It's like, really? No. She says no one was finding him, but I mean, where did he go? Like, did he just wander out in the woods?
Okay,
I
he
don't know how
seemed
nobody
to.
found him.
He seems to like just walk for like completely outside of the town, right?
Yeah, apparently so.
I mean, that's why you see him in the wide shot.
Yeah. So I guess he's just walking around on the outside trying to find thingies. Yeah, just trying to get his bearings and find information.
Trying to get his bear.
His bear, yeah, get some bears. And she asks if he's hungry, and then he just says he's hungry, thirsty, exhausted. So and he says this might actually not be a dream,
Yeah.
which is just interesting because everything's like, oh yeah, because normally when you do a lot of things in your dreams, you're normally not really exhausted, or you wake up at the end, I guess. But
Oh man, I feel it'd be kind of annoying to get to just feel tired in a dream. Like, man,
Yeah,
I'm
oh.
literally sleeping.
please
Leave me alone.
Leave me- I'm trying to get the opposite thingy here. But yeah, and then Aline presses him and asks him if he thinks that his life is a dream. He just yells like, "This is not my life!" Like really,
Dad.
and what?
It's not my life, Dad.
Dad. And she's like clearly concerned because she has no idea what the fuck is going on with her husband. I think Patai already mentions she's his husband.
Yeah, so like, yeah, it's a great scene because like Bataya's like, he's like, who's Aline? And he's like,
Your wife.
your wife,
It's
the
like,
person to which you are married.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, he gets some soup from her and he eats it. It's like, oh, this is delicious. That was just nice of him to say. And she's like, oh, you always say that. And he realizes he has to start asking questions. So he goes ahead like, oh, can I ask you some questions, no matter how outlandish they might seem? Will you help me out? It's like, of course I will. Like, she's clearly super caring. Like, she's just worried about her husband. But just like how he starts the conversation, because he was like, "Are there other star? Can you go to other star systems?"
Yeah,
and she's like, "Huh?"
he asks loads of questions about like the planet's position in space and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
do you know how to get to like other planets and stuff? Can you communicate with other star systems?
Mm-hmm. And then he quickly realized, like, "Oh, I think I might going a bit too high immediately." It's like,
Oh yeah, you can immediately see him going, okay, we're not getting anywhere with this.
It's like just starts asking, how do you guys communicate with your other settlements? It's like, oh, this is with the communication fleem. I forgot what they called it. They didn't call it a telephone.
Communications array or something.
Communications array.
Or audiograph array.
Mm-hmm. I lost my note here. Oh, there you go. And then he's like, oh, can I communicate with someone with this? And he's like, yeah, of course. It's like, when can we arrange that? And she's like, tomorrow, I guess. He's still very confused by the kind of question he's asking.
And he's not concerned about like stepping on her feelings.
No,
as
not
well.
at all.
He's just like, I've got shit I need to do. I don't have time for this. Like, you guys, because like I think he's like maybe, well, he clearly doesn't know exactly what's going on, but he still doesn't think it's above board, right? You know.
Mm-hmm.
He's clearly he's woken up in a strange place. Someone's fucking with him.
Yeah, he's seen weirder things, I would assume.
He's seen a few weird things.
So he's just like, I'm probably held hostage or something. I don't know. I just want to go back to my ship. Maybe I got teleported from this weird beacon we found or whatever. There's probably a million things going through his mind.
Yeah, and you never hear him like hypothesize one either, which I think is neat, I guess.
Yeah. Because he just he has his goal. He wants to get in touch with his crew and trying to get off this planet, wherever he is, because he doesn't know. For all he knows, this could all just be a weird Borg VR reality or something. I don't know.
Hey, that's a Star Trek thing.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned it. I know a thing of the tracking of the stars.
Whoa.
Thanks. I do tend to impress people with my one knowledge about Star Trek. But yeah, after this is she wonders if he's not gonna ask about them at all, and you can see Picard like, oh shit, yeah, I guess every info would be helpful. Just eating a soup. It was like, we're married, huh? Like he does not care at all at this point. He had all the information he needed. He's just looking forward to his message he can send the next day, I guess.
Yeah, we never actually find out what that message was.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. But yeah, he's almost embarrassed she asked that. It's like, oh yeah, you're my wife, huh? And she's like super excited. It's like, oh yeah, we married 3 years ago. It was the was the most beautiful day of my life. And he's so sad to see because he doesn't give a shit. he's, he's like, I just wanna sleep and get my message out, and hopefully hear back from the Enterprise.
Yeah, well,
Uh,
because he doesn't believe that any of it actually happened.
oh yeah, he just thinks he's in like some weird dream VR whatever the fuck state.
I like that. I like that it's never made clear what he actually thinks is going on. He's just like, I don't fucking like. It's not even made clear that he doesn't know, like, or have any strong theories. You just
Mm.
never hear them because it's like, who is he gonna express them to?
Yeah, right. He's not like, oh, I wonder what this is. This is
Yeah,
weird, huh?
you just see him gathering as much information as he can, and that's basically, and you see his brain ticking over, but you don't know
Mm.
exactly what's going on inside.
Because you don't you don't need to say anything. If you see him go all the way up to this little mountain thingy or this hill and looks over the city, it's like, oh, he's trying to see where he is. Maybe find some, I don't know, things in this in the sky. Maybe he sees like, I don't know, 2 moons. It's like, oh, I remember those moons. This could be in this star system or whatever.
I am
Uh,
familiar with moons.
yeah, I moon people sometimes, but only with one. Uh,
One cheek.
yeah. I'm a shy mooner. But yeah, then he has like, oh, what do I do here on in this place? And it's, oh, you're the most skilled iron weaver in the city. I didn't check. Is Iron Weaver an actual
I have no
thing?
idea what the fucking Iron Weaver
Okay,
is.
because I was wondering if that's a thing I just don't know about, or if it's a made up thing. For some reason, I didn't look it up. I forgot after I finished the episode, I think.
Metal. Naughty.
Sorry. I just like how she says, like, you're the most skilled iron weaver in the city. Or at least that's what I believe. It's like, ah, what a nice wife.
I will
Uh,
keep her. She's mine.
but yeah, and then she wants him to go to bed with her, but Picard is like, nah, I'm fine. I'm just gonna sleep here. It's like, oh no, it's fine. You can go. It's like, oh no, I'm sick. I'm just gonna toss and turn. That wouldn't be fair to you. Uh,
Yeah. He is starting to play along to a degree now. He's making his
yeah.
excuses rather than just being like, no.
That's what I like. You can see this soup thingy she has there, right? Let me show it on screen. So this thing here, this has like soup in it, and I
Yeah.
found it really funny because later on when he's like super old, this thing is still in the same place. So I think they just have this soup thing warmer in here at all times. I just realized because it has like this weird these weird horns, I guess.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, why is that still there? Maybe
Well,
the
it's designed to look like it's from another culture,
yeah,
but
yeah. I just found it funny, just the
well, it's
idea they
funny.
just have a little
I,
warming thingy there at all times.
I like the idea that it's been there forever and never moved.
Never washed as well. It's still the same soup. It's fucking
That's why it's
disgusting.
so delicious. It just seals in the flavor.
Yeah, I just found that a little kind of funny. Uh, but yeah, and when she goes over to just kind of grab him, it's like, oh come on, just come into bed. We see a little her necklace popping out, and the thing on it looks exactly like the probe that they found on the Enterprise.
It does. We never really get a reason for that.
I think, yeah. So it's I can't get the frame. There we go. Um, I think what they are trying to do here, in hindsight of seeing the whole episode, so this just looks like an interesting design
Yeah.
that someone made, because we hear that this is the first gift he ever bought her. And my guess is that the idea is like, oh, if we're gonna build a probe, we're gonna make it look like this.
I
But
I don't
but
like that.
I don't
I
like it
feel like
too.
that
I'm
seems
just
wildly
guessing.
impractical.
That's what I was about to follow up with, because I don't know if that would be a good thing to build the probe as. So I don't know. Yeah, we don't really get a real explanation. That's just the thing we got her. He got her.
Yeah. I mean, I prefer to think I've always like I guess interpreted it the other way around that somehow that necklace wasn't ever real. By the way,
Mm.
Metal, you got spam bots in chat.
Oh, thank you.
Bestcams.fun, best adult dating site, emoji, 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 emoji.
Liar. Last time at least were hot girls and boys. Now it's just the
Yeah.
best adult dating site. I think that's a step down right there. Very, very disappointed.
Do better, Senator.
Do better, bestcams.fun. Don't go to their website, please. By the way, it's probably a virus. But yeah, go ahead.
I forgot, was I saying something?
Oh,
Oh
you
yeah.
you were doing it from the other side, so this necklace was never
Um,
real. So
this, yeah, I prefer to think of it as the necklace was never real and that it just it somehow is some like manifestation of like um basically just confirming that this is a dream inside the probe
mhm,
almost. But I just don't know why that would happen.
yeah, yeah. No, I don't know. But yeah,
Yeah,
you're right. We never even see that necklace again. This is just the only time we see it.
I mean, it could be like, you know, a common design on the planet or something, and they make it a shape that resembles something significant from their culture.
Yeah, but we don't know.
Yeah, there's like, it's not impossible to explain this, like, but it's just it seems like a weird detail to have, and then never clarify why
Mhm.
it's like that.
Yeah, I wonder if it's just a tool to bring it back to the Enterprise in the next scene or whatever. I don't know. Just remember that we have this. We found this. I mean, we're not gonna mention it again, but yeah, you can find things in here that's the probe or something. I don't know, but yeah, it's never said again or mentioned again. Ooh.
Nice.
Right. But now it's time to go back to the USS Enterprise, which I'm very excited for because I like the scenes in the Enterprise quite a bit.
I like all of the scenes.
Wow, that's bias.
Call me a simp.
You're a simp for the bridge.
That was pretty good.
A bridge simp. Let me just get the little loop-de-loop going. Nice. I'm really happy I found that feature. Oh, I googled it. Anyway, we're back on the bridge. Picard is lying on the floor, and Dr. Crusher is here as well. She's just checking him out, scanning him with all the Star Trek devices that do the vital scannings.
Yeah.
And she says his vital signs are all normal except neurotransmitter production is off the charts. I have no idea what that means, but it means we have more neurotransmitters in Picard right now.
Here's the thing, right? I don't know if that's even a real medical term, but it's used like pretty frequently in Star Trek, neurotransmitter.
Yeah.
And I assume it just means like brain activity, right? Because neurotransmitter to me sounds like it would be something that where neurons are transmitting. So I get, but is neurotransmitter? I'm gonna Google neurotransmitters and see if like I get Star Trek or real science.
No, I'm getting like real stuff right now. I'm just going to the English wiki. A neurotransmitter is a signaling molecule secreted by a neuron to affect another cell across the synapse. Synapse?
Synapse.
Synapse? That's another word I've never said out loud in my life. The cell receiving the signal, any main body part or target cell, may be another neuron, but could also be a gland or a muscle cell. So it is a real thing.
Plans.
Honestly, I just stamped that as like, oh, that's just Star Trek talk. It's fine. I didn't know there's things in our bodies that they're just called neurotransmitters. It sounds like a technical term almost.
Well, there are technical terms in real life. Metal.
Yeah, but not like the. I mean, yeah, they are now. I just Googled it. Never mind. It's the bits in your brain used to signal each neuron. Well, there you go. That was a even shorter one. It's a real medical term. I'm a neuroscientist. Okay, humble brag there. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. What was it? Wait. Brain science man.
Neuroscientist. No, but yeah, good stuff. Where was I? Oh yeah, neurotransmitter production is off the charts, she says, and they don't really know why. So they assume that the probe might be doing something to him. Then Worf is being Worf and just wants to shoot the thing, but then they decide against it because they don't know what it's actually doing to Picard, which is a pretty smart move.
Yeah.
At
least,
like
I guess because there's no like real life precedent, we can't say if that's like a dumb move or a smart move, really. But like their decision rings true, right?
See, heightened neurotransmitter activity isn't like a usable thing. There are lots of different neurotransmitters, so using the generic umbrella term of neurotransmitters is like dumb. Okay. It sounds Star Trek-y, and it fooled me. so yeah, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Are you sure?
Yes. So I said against this because I don't know exactly what it's doing to Picard, as I just said. And then Riker says to bring them out of range, but they quickly realize that the thing is latching onto them. And the dog says, was it the dog? Yeah, it was the dog. Says that it might be connected to Picard like a tether. And
The dog?
not the dog, the dock.
Oh.
And then the dog says, it's just a dog on the bridge for no reason.
I would watch it. I would watch Star Trek with a dog on the bridge.
Star dog. Yeah, Dr. Crusher was like, this is probably connected to good old Picard right here. And that already ends the scene. But again, just Data is doing Data stuff. Worf is doing his weapon stuff. Riker in charge now because, well, he's second in command. So now he's first in command because this first in command is out of action. So he's taken over and is very, very good at his thinking. But yeah, we go back to go ahead.
Man, you seem to really like these bridge scenes. You're gonna love a conventional episode of Star Trek.
Honestly, yes, because I just like seeing them like being in character properly. Like everyone does his own shit. No one is like perfect at their job. It's like, oh, this is actually doing this, and this, because they're thinking about it because they have no precedent for what is happening. They're just like, oh, the captain fell down, and this thing is just following us. And we don't really know what, so we probably
wish it would leave us alone.
It won't leave us alone. We didn't ask for this, but here we are. But yeah, I just really like because I hate in recent media that everyone is like, oh, this is the best pilot, or this is the best captain, and the best. Just give them some fucking flaws. Just makes it so much more interesting.
Well, it's just like that they can't necessarily solve the problem right away.
Exactly. Because here they go like, oh, this happens. And later on, they try a thing, and it goes like horribly wrong. And it's like, oh shit, we need to reverse this right away. Because they made a mistake. It's like, oh shit, good. Yeah, I would have made a mistake here too.
I wouldn't have known. I personally would not have known what to do in this situation.
I just want to sit in one of those chairs that look really comfy on the bridge, to be honest. But yeah, I just really like it.
I'll be doing stuff.
Because no one is just like, I know what to do. We're just going to do this, and then it works.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just like it a lot.
I
I just
hate it.
like it. Wow, that is not allowed to not like it. But yeah, we go back to Razik, and I flumed up the shleems. There we go. And we see Picard doing a little scouting, I guess, with his little telescope thingy. I don't know if there's like a word for that thing. It probably has like a technical term for it.
Wait,
Uh,
sextant?
is that a
Was it?
sextant?
I thought was it a sextant that he had? Actually, I said that really confidently, and then I realized I actually don't really know what a sextant even is.
Uh, let's say maybe we have another smart lad in the chat here. There you go. This is what he has. Is that a sextant? No best
Brain
cams.
scientist,
That
tell
is
us.
not the right answer, best cams. Fun.
Do you want to mod me for that?
uh, yes, that is a sextant. Okay. Yes, pretty sure. All right. All right. Where's the fucking chat? There it is. Let me get rid of these. Add user on this channel. I mean, if you just write something in chat, I can give you the moderoonies. Yeah, no problemo.
Oh, I'm not even on my main account right now. Hang on,
Oh.
let me go on my main account.
Because the really dumb thing is, the OBS chat, you can't actually use the 3 dots on the right side to pop up the thing to hide people. It's so dumbus.
You're dumbus.
Hey, it's
Sorry, that
it's
was
a
mean.
sextant like weapon. Poor best cam's just trying to hook their wares. Funny thing about that metal, they might still be the best, but being the best doesn't mean being perfect. 100% is why. 100% with you on that criticism. Yeah.
That's a good point, chatter.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Now's your chance to block J, Chad.
Someone's definitely going to.
Just waiting for you to write some shleemy stuff in
I
chat.
did write some shleemy stuff in chat.
Wait, where? I can't see it.
It says come.
I think it got blocked because it's not in the chat.
Then you should see it because you're a mod. You should be allowed to allow it.
I can't though.
This cum censorship is going to have to end.
Add moderator. There you go.
Yay, now I have power. I am already banned.
Yeah, I should see it here then. Why didn't it show me? I'm very upset by this. YouTube, this is my chat room. It's very upsetting. But yes, there you go. Picard is a cool character. I like him a lot. He is. He is a cool character.
Prove it.
I mean, just watch this episode.
No.
YouTube, our chat room comrade. Comrade.
Comrade. I'm gonna rate the cum.
What is your comrade today?
3.
Nice. But yeah, we're back in Razik. We have an older looking Picard looking at the sun.
What's funny, he's not that conspicuous. He's just got his hair grown out. Was the first thing I noticed.
I mean, I thought immediately it made him look a little bit older, but not very much older.
Well, this is one of the moments where I think the dialogue is kind of clunky. Where right away she's like, "It's been 5 years."
Or
whatever she says.
Yeah, because he says, I'm just trying to get a clue for this drawing with the sun position. And she's like, I think you're still looking for your spaceship or whatever.
Crazy man.
Crazy
with
man.
Dreams of space.
But yeah, as you said, we hear that he has been in here for 5 years, and he tells her that it's hard to forget a lifetime of memories, and she can't expect him to forget about it at all.
What annoys me about the thing where he says like 5 years right away is that like slightly later on in the scene there is a perfectly natural moment where one of them mentions how long it's been.
Mm.
Um, but I guess they wanted to establish very quickly that it had been 5 years for whatever reason that it's important for them to establish that.
Mm.
So they we get we could have just had it introduced naturally that that's how long it has been, but we don't.
Yeah. Mm. And then she says, "Yeah, I can because I was super patient, and she wants to start a family." And he acknowledges, "Yeah, it's been hard for us, but apparently he's still not really convinced this is like his real life, even after 5 years."
Yeah.
Because he says at some point, man, that this other life was as real as this is now. So he's still like in doubt after being 5 years in this happening dream thingy.
It's a neat position where now apparently this life feels as real to him as his life on the Enterprise did.
Yeah, because I mean, it's been 5 years, and it doesn't seem like anyone is trying to keep him here. He's just been living here his whole life apparently, but he just doesn't remember it at all. So by now,
Well, yeah, I mean, I assume he's starting to buy into the whole thing of like, well, yeah, I guess just like my memory was weird, right?
Yeah.
Something must have gone wrong with my memory. Because
absolutely.
I assume that after not too long, he must have looked at doctors and spoken to like psychiatrists. That must have happened at some point in between these 2 points.
Yeah, absolutely. Because he apparently was like sick for weeks or a week or something for a bit of it. Definitely.
A week of sickness, and then he has no memory and believes he's someone else.
Okay. But yeah, they get interrupted by Patai, and he says that the administrator is waiting. Ooh, the administrator.
Boring admin.
Admin. Yeah, I started just writing admin in my notes. It's like I'm not gonna type administrator every time. But yeah, he's looking at the tree they planted 5 years ago. It's
How
like,
time flies.
yeah, why is
You're
this
having
one
fun.
plant still fine while all the others are dying during this drought? And Patai says that everyone in the community gives some of their water ration of the day to keep it alive because hope is a powerful tool that keeps them going.
Yeah.
And the admin is like kind of sarcastic, almost like giggling about it. Because it says, he might suggest that for all the communities.
I can't tell if he's being sarcastic or if
Yeah,
he's like
it felt
being
kind of
genuine.
ungenuine to some degree. But then again, this planet seems to be kind of weird that everyone has a say in stuff because they
I
can.
just couldn't tell. I just couldn't tell. Like I could believe it either way.
Yeah,
The
me
guy
too.
was like, I was being sarcastic. Then I'd be like, yeah, okay, sure, I can hear that.
um, but yeah, I was like right after Patai tells him that everyone is giving away a little bit of water, he goes he goes on to say, "Oh, we need to increase the water gain." It's like, oh, maybe you start with not giving away any of your water for tree, maybe. I thought like from an information standpoint to make a suggestion, it was probably like the worst place to make it.
It's funny.
No, we're putting a little bit of water, everyone, putting it in here. By the way, we don't have enough water.
I mean, the thing is, right, that it must be like, I imagine the amount of water it takes to keep a tree going is pretty negligible, but it is still kind of funny.
Yeah, I just found it funny. It's like, oh, that is not a good basis of making that claim. And yeah, the admin says, oh, the rationing has been doing very well so far. And then Picard, or should I say Cayman at this point? I probably just keep saying Picard because Cayman sounds weird to me. So Picard says rationing won't be enough as they're running out of water, and he suggests to build an atmospheric condenser to extract water from the air. And Edmund says this will be a massive undertaking and probably not feasible at all for all the communities, but he will pass it along as an idea. And also, every community would be reliant on their own condenser, so they had to make their own ones, every community.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, and then as the admin says, like, so I'm gonna pass it along, he walks away, and Batai says that the admin was probably impressed by you, Cayman. And Picard just says, there won't be any condensators. Because
I was doing great this episode.
Yeah. But also Patai is happy that Cameron has been talking like he's part of the community for the first time in years, which is probably the place where we would have naturally figured out that it's been a couple of years now.
Well, no, there's a point before this where it
Oh.
naturally falls into conversation that it naturally falls into conversation. I think Aline said it's like, oh, it's 5 years ago or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't notice it because it is totally natural.
Oh, okay. I don't even
Um,
remember that part, so yeah, you're probably right.
it's literally in the same conversation where he first says like, "Oh, it's been 5 years now," which is why it bothers me even more. You could just have cut the line.
Yeah. And then Picard invites Patai to his home and have some vegetable stew. And talk
You want to come
about
back to my place with some vegetable stew,
yeah, vegetable stew and chill, and talk about building their own condensator.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they just go back home, and we see them just chilling out, just having a nice little chillax session.
Doing their best,
Yeah,
being bros.
they are being bros right there, just chilling around, fleeming their shleems. And I'm just gonna get this scene ready. Boom! Right, so they're legit just hanging out. We don't even see them talk about the condensators because that's not really that important for us right now. I think we ever go back to them. I just assume they built one at some point. I don't know.
Well, it could go either way. They build one, they don't. It's actually not that important to their story, right?
It
Because
isn't, yeah.
it goes. Spoilers, it goes the same way either way.
Yeah. But yeah, we see them hanging out. We see that Picard relearned the flute because earlier we saw Aline giving him his flute. In the first scene, we have Picard here. It's like, oh, you love to play this. And I was like, oh, that's weird. I don't know.
I didn't remember to mention the flute until now.
Yeah, which is actually a pretty important bit.
The flute, it's probably the most important flute in any story that I've heard.
I don't know a lot of stories with flutes in them. So.
Oh, you know that one like famous story, the flutist.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that was one. Can't believe you forgot about the flutist, Val.
I'm very uncultured, so it's fine.
That's not fine that you don't know about the flutist.
I said it's fine. This is my show, so it's fine.
I guess it must be fine.
Yes, I love the power. But anyway, so yeah, we see him playing the flute. He learned a couple of songs, and they're just having like a nice little time, chilling out, having some drankaroonies.
Drankelheimer stream.
Drankelheimer stream. And yeah, they've become good friends again, or just now. I'm guessing they've been friends before. And now
It was said. Bataille said that like Picard was his friend before.
Okay, yeah, there you go. But then Aline comes out to crash the party. That evil woman, and tells Bataille to
Bitch!
go home.
Fuck off, Bataille.
Yeah, you've been here way too long. I'm
It's,
going.
it's really like cute how that scene is done, actually. Like,
Yeah, just the hand on the shoulder is like, Bataille, go home. He's like, okay, ma'am.
because like it's just like where she's like, he's like, Bataille, he's like, yes, ma'am. She's like, go home, and he like, just smiles like, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Fair.
Yeah, she tells Picard that she's been nagging all day and that she's sorry. And then Picard says, "No, I'm sorry. And everything you said earlier today was correct. But now I have to ask permission to build something." And he's like, "You built your laboratory and your telescope all yourself. You don't need my permission to build stuff. That's silly. You silly old husband of mine.
Silly goose.
You silly goose. You anyway." And he says, "I need permission for this one, cause I want to build a nursery, because I want I want a child." But yeah, he asked
Seem
her.
they're already doing some fucking.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
To build a nursery so they could finally start their family. And you're like, yay, family, and she's all happy, and they have a little kissy kiss.
It's that family, and that's what really matters, or whatever.
Yeah, because I think this is pretty much the start of Picard just becoming Cayman now.
Yeah.
He pretty much accepted that this was real life all along. He just had a big old fantasy in his little week of a lifetime. And he's Cayman now. He accepted his fate.
He's Kuman.
He's Kuman, and I really hope Picard on the Enterprise had wet dreams every time they had a fuck. And
She keeps doing little comes.
dude, because it's such a little time, but so many years for him. Dude, he must be exhausted when he comes back to. And yes, that was a real thought I had while I was watching the episode. I found it really funny. Because I am 31, by the way, but never mind.
It's okay. It's okay that you're 31.
My mind is still 12. But yeah, who cares about this? We're going back to the Enterprise, baby!
I kind of like how this is like episode is a meme format. Like literally, it's like Enterprise crew. What are you talking about? Cayman, get up! It's time to go weave some iron.
you old iron weaver, you. Right.
I can only know two things: fuck bitches and weave iron.
And I'm all out of iron. Good stuff. Anyway, back on the Enterprise, they have found the means to send a probe of their own to scan the probe they found, and they found some residue on there, which I'm pretty sure is a cum joke right after they mentioned they want to make a family. But anyway, they found residue. No react. Okay, I found it was pretty good.
Hey,
Anyway.
I don't always laugh out loud, you know? Sometimes I laugh on the inside.
It's not enough for me. I need the attention.
No.
Anyway, so now they can at least track down where the probe is coming from. And while they have been doing that, Data is analyzing data stuff, and he seems to have found the means to repel the beam and cut the tether between Picard and the probe. But the dog, not the dog, the dog.
The dog.
The dog mentions that she can't assess the risk of doing that, so they probably shouldn't do that. But Riker in command is like, nah, we need to do something. It's attacking the captain. We're gonna do it. But before we see what's happening to that, we are going back to
Yeah,
Rezik.
Back to the Future.
Back to the Flumbus.
I don't want to go back to the Flumbus.
Liar.
Liar!
Liar! Got this good old Flumbleton. And Womplings. I need to find a shortcut for this loop thingy because I have to maximize and minimize the thing every time.
Sure, there is one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's one. I just don't know it. Anyway, we see that they have a little party going on, and they have been doing at least 2 fuckins because they have 2 children now.
Yeah. Well, what if it was just one big fuck?
They just never stopped.
Yeah, the children, they just keep on falling out after that one big fuck.
It's like, oh, I didn't notice another child in my womb. Oops. But yeah, I like how Picard kind of looks like a mad professor in here now.
Yeah. Well, he's really growing into it, right? He's got all of his old man gear.
He really does. Like his hair got a bit longer again. He just looks like a bad professor, especially with this outfit. It
Yeah.
looks like his villain gear. It's like, nah, Catan is gonna be mine.
I love this outfit on him. It's great.
Yeah, that looks pretty neat. I like that one more than the green barf one.
Rude.
Yeah. But yeah, we see now that he can play the flute like a goddamn champion. He can play all the songs. He is the flute master, if you will. And yeah, this is like the ceremony for their second child, and this is where we hear that Patai has died.
Yes.
At like a year or a few years back. I don't remember.
A year ago.
It was a year ago. Okay. And they name the child after him, so now they have a little Patai. And
Yeah.
it's theirs to keep.
They made their own
They
Patai.
made their own Patai. It's like, oh, you want to die? Fine. I'm gonna make my own friend. But yeah. What?
This is Catan. He has my back. I don't recommend getting killed by his flute. It traps the souls of its victims.
Oh, someone in chat wrote this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. This is Catan. He has my back. Good stuff. Also, he has like a handshake with one Randy in this. And the way he says Cayman almost sounds like Captain. I don't know if that was an accident, just the way he said it, or
I imagine that was an accident.
because I rolled it back. It's like, wait, did he just call him Captain? Why did that happen? That's weird. But yeah, I think it was just sounds a little bit similar. I just thought I'll mention that. And yeah, we just have this little ceremony, and he has a talk with his wife. And he says he never thought he will need any children to complete his life, but now he couldn't imagine it without them. It's like, aw, look at you becoming all settled and stuff, you old mad scientist.
Well, that kind of attitude is gonna be important for the episode's payoff, you know?
Mm-hmm. And right after that, he goes like, my heart, my whole body, and he falls over unconscious.
Yes.
This is all I wrote down for the scene. It's a bit longer. I don't think there was anything else I missed. Maybe you can fill something
Our
in.
best adult cams.
Oh. Use your powers, Jay. You can kill it.
I used my powers.
Pog. Well, I have some water. Stay hydrated, children.
No.
Well, I guess you'll die.
No, I'm just gonna stay perpetually dehydrated, but not to the extent that I die. It's just a cute scene. It's like, and it shows, whenever a child is born, they have a ceremony with like close friends where they name the child. It's cool. It's cute.
Yeah. I think they do like a pretty good job just establishing this planet, this
Culture,
colony,
people.
that they're real people. They have like friends over. Like, look, there's like real people there hanging out with them.
Yeah.
Just their little family stuff. I just get the feeling it's like a real colony that could exist somewhere this way.
It's not a colony, Metal.
Well, I'm calling it one though. The little
So you admit that you're
settlement.
wrong.
Yes,
Okay, that's all I need.
I
I'm
am
gonna take that
the.
as evidence to court.
Oh no, I am the wrong. But yeah, he falls unconscious, and we go back to the Enterprise because they stop the beam,
Yeah.
and Picard's body.
He's like, it's not just like falls unconscious, right? He collapses.
Yeah,
He's clearly something wrong.
he collapses, and we go back to the shleems.
But he's all
He's all
he's not doing
spazzing
hot.
out. He's not doing well.
He's
He's
having
like,
many of spasms.
yes. So yeah, they cut the beam. He's like a spasm. His vital signs are dropping hard. Crusher does all her medic things with Star Trek medicine things. I didn't write this all down because it's just like, oh, put like 20 milligrams of shleem in his sternum, and then put the brain.
So you did write it down then.
And put the little brain tablets on his sides, and punch a hole in his chest with the plumbus.
Punch him! Punch him!
Punch him! Don't let him fall asleep. But yeah, his life sentence is I'm just
Doing
completely.
okay there.
No, I skipped to a whole different part of the Enterprise. So where's the thing? Oh, there. Yeah, the cause of the disruption of. Yeah, the cause of his collapse is the disruption of the beam, as we just said, and they try to stabilize Picard because he's quickly getting worse. And they. What the fuck did I write here? That's not even a real sentence. Sometimes I go through my notes the next day. It's like, what the fuck is this jumbled mess? So yeah, they go to reestablish the beam, which basically they had to recalibrate their shields again to what they were before. Is the idea?
Yeah.
So the tether can be brought back up, and yeah, he's getting better immediately and stabilizes.
Good for him.
Good for him. And in hindsight, I wonder how long he was fucked up in the dream while this was happening here.
I don't think it is like a literal one-to-one, right? Because that doesn't. I'm not sure that makes sense perfectly.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I wonder if that would go
Well,
one-to-one
again,
to his dream.
Maybe. I'm not sure. I guess I've never really because it could work either way, and I think it would be fine, right? Where
Oh yeah, it was just a theory that I had. It's like, man, I wonder if he was like out for a while.
well, it could also be that just like when the beam is cut off and when it goes back, it picks up where it left off rather than starting, rather than progressing without him.
Mm-hmm. Very well. And then we go back to the dream. We're having like pretty quick cuts back and forth now at this point because things are heating up, if you will. We're rapidly getting to the conclusion of the plumbus.
I'm curious, like, if you had any theories as to what was going on at this point.
Yeah. Wait, did I actually write that down? I think after the next one. Hang on. I did write something down there, but I was already thinking about it. I was like, I want to say, oh, is this like a virtual reality thing? Is this like a? I did think if it was a memory they shot out into space, to some degree, but I don't know to what degree really.
I'll tell you, I didn't have any ideas. I was just watching it and taking it in. I was just enjoying it. I didn't have any thoughts as to like, I think it's gonna go this way.
Well, the thing is, I paused this episode. It took me like 2 hours to get through because I took notes for
I see.
today. Uh, ideally in the future, if I have more time, I would like to watch the things twice if I can. But it's mostly fine like this, especially when I have someone else on to bounce back on.
Yeah.
But in general,
Who
it's
is that?
Jumblestein, I think is the name.
Jumblestein.
Yeah. Or
Hmm.
Jaxie, Jack off.
Yeah, that's me.
Jack off. That's me. But yeah, I had like thoughts and because I just had while I was writing down, I had like a little time to think about stuff. Uh, but yeah, I don't know if it was here when I had the ideas, but or later on. But yeah, I can see if you just watch it in one go because it's only 45 minutes. It goes by quick.
Yeah.
Uh,
It is real. Is this the shortest thing you've covered in Metal's Forge,
that
other
is
than
the
obviously
shortest thing.
Smiling Friends?
Smiling Friends was the whole. I
It's
went
just
through
a,
all the episodes.
it's just a Smiling Friends. It's not much of a joke.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
I'm sorry for my joke.
No, you're right. I didn't catch on. I forgot they were like 10 minutes long or something. uh,
There's
no,
only
the
like 3 minutes of Smiling Friends in total Metal.
three oh man, those didn't go by very quick. Felt like 8 episodes.
Can't wait for 3 more minutes in season 2.
Nice, best 3 more minutes in my life. Uh, but yeah, no, the shortest thing I've wait, hang on. Now you're making me think about it.
Maybe wait. Was this shortest or was Elden Ring the shortest thing?
Oh, you mean the stream length?
No, I know. I mean the media. Was this longer or shorter than Elden Ring?
I mean, Elden Ring was 100 hours for me. I wasn't even finished completely when I did the stream,
Okay,
and it was
so was
already
this
70 hours. It
okay? So was this shorter or longer?
was shorter.
I'm trying to figure it.
It was shorter.
How did you work that out so quickly?
I hate you. uh, now I need to Smiling Friends total because I might have lied on the last episode when I said the Superman movie was the shortest one I've seen. But you're actually right. Smiling
Liar.
Friends might be shorter. I like how I type in total runtime and it says 11 minutes, and I know that's not true.
But it's close to being true.
But I guess the running time is 11 minutes for each.
Well, yeah.
So it's about
Oh, it's
80.
close to being true because the show is
80
very
minutes.
short.
Yeah, so it's about 80-ish minutes. And the Superman animated movie was 1 hour 10 minutes. So it's still shorter, I think. If we go by total runtime.
Dimmed.
Yeah. But also the Superman episode was also the longest one. So we had the shortest runtime of the media, but the longest stream so
That
far.
means the most content per media.
Yeah.
The most time talking about each bit of thing that happened.
Absolutely. That was a good episode, though. It was very enjoyable.
Too long.
Too long. But yeah, back to the tracks, tracking stars.
Back to reality. Mom,
There
spaghetti.
goes Mom Spaghetti. Oops, gravity. Vomit on the sweater. Sweaty spaghetti.
Oops, gravity.
I like how it still works even if you change up the words, kind of. It's the remix. Anyway, Captain's Life, the Captains, which is Picard, if you couldn't follow. are stable now. So we go back to the dream thing, or whatever you want to call it.
To the miscellaneous, yet unconfirmed as to what it is thing.
Exactly. But lots of time has passed because he looks very old now. This is where I got the thumbnail from, by the way.
Yeah.
Because his daughter is all grown up now.
Her name is Maribor.
Is it? I didn't catch the name. But there you go.
So her name is Cum.
Cumbo. So Cumbo is talking to Picard. It's been
So Cumbo is talking to Picard.
yes, and she establishes that she has been taught well by him because she's doing like science stuff. Because there's get away from there. This is my hobby. Get your own. So just a nice little family stuff. He looks a bit grumpy when he talks to her, but because she's like, oh, this is not like just a very long drought, isn't it? Like you but you figured that out already, didn't you, old man? He's like, I should have filled your brain with silly concerns rather than science.
He doesn't say that he should have though. He just says he wonders if he should have.
Oh,
And
wonders.
I think she like gets him to admit that no, he doesn't actually think that.
Oh yeah, I have that's like right away.
Yeah.
Because
I actually have seen this episode twice. I watched it the first time recently, and then I watched it the second time when I decided I was going to force you to watch it.
Nice. But yeah, she figured out what he figured out a while ago, that that is not just a very long drought, but the soil is completely dead. There's
Metal, I'm gonna stop you. It is
Okay.
a drought.
It's
Not
drought.
a drought.
Oh,
Yeah.
drought.
I
There we
am
go.
better than you because I know that.
Yeah. Here, James, now you can laugh at me again for saying an English word wrong. Because he likes to do that. That fucker. Drought. But yeah, the soil is completely dead. It seems to be.
So it has come.
It's full of cum. The soil is full of cum. But yeah, the planet is basically just dying off at a certain rate. So it's not like super duper quick, but it is going to happen soon enough. Like in the next, I would say like 15 years is what like.
We never get like a confirmed date.
Yeah, that's just
it's always
that was
left
just,
ambiguous.
yeah, this was just me thinking it, because when he plays with his grandson in the next scene, he's like, oh, he's probably not going to have a full life as well. So
Yeah, but like that could, him saying that, yeah, it could still like mean like what, like 40, 50 years?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, you're right. So it's probably even more. But yeah, the planet is dying and they can't do fuck about it, basically.
Yeah.
Um,
Try not to think too hard about real world issues.
yeah. But yeah, she has been taught by him, and she was taught that you should face the truth no matter how hard it is. And they talk about how this is all happening, as we just mentioned, and she says like, oh, I probably should marry the other boy rather sooner than later. And Picard just says, seize the time now never comes again.
Yeah. This episode's like the emotional scenes are ruined for me by the word "cum" being in them.
Seize the time now never comes again.
Well,
Yes,
that's funny because the most emotional scene of this episode starts with him saying the word "cum," and there's no other words in the sentence.
is when he lets people inside his quarters, right? Come.
Yeah, it's what he always does. It never.
Well, thank you. Will never unhear that. Now that I'm starting to watch it again.
I would already have assumed that you would notice that.
Well,
Because
it
I've
only
already
happens.
polluted your mind.
It only happens once in this episode at the end, and I didn't think about that at all. I was just more.
I'll be honest, I didn't like think about it the first time I saw the episode, but the second time I was like, he just said come.
Come.
That was all he said. The doorbell rang and he just went, come.
uh, but yeah, but I think this already concludes this little scene, basically telling his children, like, yeah, just seize the day because we don't know how long we have left.
Yeah.
Now we're back on the Enterprise. The captain's life signs are fully stable, and they were able to track down the probe's origin from the residue, which apparently was a solid propellant, I think they say, or solid fuel.
Whatever it was, it left a trail and they tracked it the direction it came from and then figured out that in that direction there's like a planet there and a system with like planets and that could
Yeah.
have sent it maybe.
And the planet they track it back to is Catan. But
Yeah.
they also say there's not a single life sign. It has been dead for 1,000 years.
Well, they don't like scan it for life signs or anything. It seems to be like a historical record that
okay,
the
yeah,
planet went like supernova not the planet, the star went supernova 1,000 years ago and wiped out all life in the system.
Yeah.
And it's unclear like how they know that, if it's like archaeological finds or whatever. But you know, it's fine that they do know it.
Yeah, and then they theorize that the probe might be a kind of memory that can. No, wait. Oh, wait. No, this says I think, not they think. Man, I should read my own notes because it says
You
clearly.
are reading them. You're reading them now.
Yeah, but I read them wrong because I read they think the probe might be a kind of memory. It's like, no, that's actually me theorizing, not them. Yeah.
What do you think?
This is where I thought that the probe might be some kind of memory that can attach to entities or something. Question mark.
That's a smart thing to think. Well done.
Thank you. Doesn't happen often. I'm very stupid.
This is your one for this year.
Whoa! Oh man, the year's so. It's all downhill from here.
See, you're already falling.
Yeah, this is already.
I'm sorry about your brain, Mel.
Me too. Just find a good loopy loop spot. I think this is rather the longer one, but that's fine. Play video, so we have something to move on the screen. But yeah, we go back to the dream thingy. We have an even older Picard, and we hear that it's been 30 years now, and they have the old. They're both the olds.
Yeah, they're old.
I mean, just look at them, chat. Just look at them. Just laugh at how old they are. They're old, and his hair is even more.
His hair is even older than he is.
His hair is even older than he is. But yeah, they just have a little talky. Yeah, go ahead.
Then the old people makeup. It's okay on the wide shots, but when they do like a close up on his face, it doesn't look too hot.
It doesn't look it doesn't look super good.
It's like I've had to headcanon it. If these guys are aliens, maybe that's just what they look like when they're old.
Yeah. So yeah, they have like just a little talk. See, I think this is where she says she has like an operation the next day, like nothing major. I think it's the next day. Maybe it's. No, wait, it is the next day because she also says that that he's gonna talk to the administrator the next day. So I think it's just an operation the next day. Correct me if I'm wrong or remember it wrong. But yeah.
No.
And we hear that his son is playing the flute now, and he wants to leave the school to do music.
I really like that. It's just kind of cute. It's like that he wants to leave school to become a professional flute player. Like,
yeah,
it's like a total like, I want to pursue my music. That's where my heart is, and then just plays the flute. Like, it's just funny.
Yeah, and Picard does like dad stuff, like, but last year you liked this, and the year before that the other thing, and then the son says like, yeah, but always
Yeah.
did the music. I really like the music. And it's like, we will discuss it. But then he also immediately says to his wife, like, who am I to stand in his path of his dreams? Who knows how long he has to fulfill his
Yeah, and I mean
dreams anyway.
that's got to be a part of it, right? Of like,
Yeah,
yeah, he should probably just like live in the moment. He
pretty
doesn't need
much.
to make any long-term arrangements for life.
hmm And yeah, next day he talks to the administrator, and he wants the administrator to tell uh, the truth to the people, because he's showing him all his records that he accumulated over the years. Like, oh, this planet is fucked, so we need to do something. And he will tell the people if the admin won't. But the admin says, "Okay, come on over here a little bit. Come closer. Listen, we figured that shit out 2 years ago, but we don't want to panic everyone because we can't do anything about it."
Yeah, it's like the sun is exploding, bro. Like, what do you want us to? We could
Yeah,
either tell everyone or not. And we've decided that not is probably the best call.
yeah. And it's like, well, yeah, but we need to do something to preserve this place somehow, right? Like, we can't just let everyone die and we will be forgotten about. And he says, okay, we will. We are working on something, but this is all he can tell him right now because it's probably confidential data.
Yeah.
And while they have their little talksy, I need to flume the VLC again. I wonder if I do the loop thing next time again. I think it was more fluent when I just did the clicking myself, to be honest.
It's a learning
It
experience.
is, it is.
Well, you should see my first streams. They're very funny. Were you on any of my really early ones?
Sorry?
Were you on any of my really early streams?
The Twitch ones, or?
Oh no, like but you were on my first Twitch stream.
Yeah, that's it. That's why I was asking. Yeah.
Just on YouTube.
Probably not. I
But I
don't.
don't think we knew each other that well back then.
Yeah, yeah. I don't. Was I on a stream on YouTube before? I don't even remember. Oh yeah,
You've
we
probably
did.
been on one of my YouTube streams at some point.
No, wait. The Twitter Q&A was offline. The
I'm looking it up now.
the first thing we watched together was the weird. Was that a Firefly episode or something that
Oh,
recently came out?
you were on the Halo stream that I did.
Oh, right, right, right. Might have been streaming myself at the time. I think we were both streaming. I
Actually, you were
think.
on we've you were on two long Halo streams that I did.
No, okay. Well, there
You're
you
on the
go.
one with Internet Historian and the one without Internet Historian.
Mm-hmm,
That might be the. Oh yeah, you did the Kahoot one. You came on. We did Kahoot. We hosted a
mm-hmm.
Kahoot quiz.
Right, 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 right.
That was fun. But I'm not paying enough for another year of Kahoot membership.
Fair enough. Uh, but yeah, he's talking to the admin, but then his son comes like, "God, Mama's not feeling well. You need to come over quick." And yeah, she basically the OP seems to have gone wrong, and she dies. But
I
not
do
bef-
not like
but
her death scene.
You don't like the death scene?
Well, I like all of the dialogue, other than one thing that's like, man, why did you do that? Stop it. I don't like that at all. Where just before she dies, she's like, son, go away. I want to talk to my husband. And then
Oh,
like the conversation that she has with him could absolutely have been a conversation that she had with her son there. But like her
yeah.
son's last memory of her is gonna be
Fuck
her
off,
being like,
son.
go away, I want some private time, please.
Yeah. Yeah, but then she just asks about, oh, did you talk to the admin? It's like, yeah. They already knew. And it's like, oh, so you're not getting kicked off the council then. That's nice. And then she dies, I think.
Yeah, and like, yeah, I don't like that. Right before, the last thing she does before she dies is tell her son to go away.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, and it's that's kind of odd. I didn't think about that, but now that you mentioned it, it's like, yeah, that's it's like, hey, Dad, is mom's? Oh no, she told me to fuck
Yeah.
off. It's so tragic, but also funny. Uh, but yeah, right after that, we get super duper old Picard, who is playing with his grandson,
He is.
just on the floor. And man, this is probably the worst of the age
Well, the
makeup.
older they make him, the worse the age makeup gets,
It
right?
it just
Because
looks like it
like,
gets thicker and more grumbly. This is
and
what I would call
it
it.
goes funky around his mouth, where he's clearly
Yeah,
been moving his mouth, so it's disturbed the makeup.
yeah. I'm just waiting for like a closer shot because we do get one.
Yeah.
I mean, this is probably gonna work, to be honest. Here, chat. Have a look. See, it looks like even from kind of far away, it looks kind of funky. Uh,
No, it doesn't. I think it's serviceable there, though, right? Like you could use that in like
yeah,
a
yeah.
passing shot. Like I
Um,
think if I saw him and I had no idea who he was, I wouldn't immediately be pointing to him like that guy's fake.
hey, you fake person, go away.
Like even if it was in a movie or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Best
Um,
cams. Oh, you got him.
yeah, I got him. I got him. Yeah, playing with the grandson, and there's like, oh, let's go. We're gonna go watch the launching. It's like, well, launching or what? It's like, nah,
I
I'm gonna stay here, and he tells them
I
to.
really like the line that he's like, I'm not going anywhere to watch anything.
Yeah,
He's like he's like such a good grouchy old man.
yeah, he is. Uh, but yeah, he tells him, though, don't go outside for too long because it's damaging. But she says, oh, it's all good. We all wearing your skin protector that you made at some point. Uh, and he's like, oh, I don't want to watch anything, as you just said, but he ends up going with them, checking out
Metal,
the
good
launch.
news.
Huh?
An NFT account has tagged me in an advert for new NFTs,
Pog!
instantly blocking you.
Aw, guess you don't want to get rich by scamming your fans.
No, I do want to do that. I'm
Oh.
gonna unblock that person immediately.
Nobody told me about getting rich before. Everyone said this was a bad thing. But yeah, they go outside. It's super bright now because the sun is getting probably bigger. I think that's how
Yeah,
supernovas work.
there's loads of lines, right, where he insists that everyone's wearing like their special sun cream that he made.
Yeah,
He's such a good crazy old man. But
he
like
is.
everything
He
that he does
is.
has a reason. He's great.
He is pretty great. That's true. We should be getting a close up for this now. Soon. Oh, there you go.
Let's have a look at him.
I can see like around his mouth is like kind of wavy.
Yeah, that's not even as bad as it gets.
Yeah, there's like a couple of seconds where it's like, what have they done to you? uh, but yeah, shit's happening now. Because while he's talking, it's like, oh, what are we launching? Nobody's telling me anything about this. And all of a sudden, all the dead people are back. It's like, what? Why is Patai here? What's going on? He's like, oh, you've seen this before. Back on your ship, I think he says. It's like, huh? He's like, you already seen this rocket. And then his wife is back too. It's like, yeah, this is like a thing. And their explanation is that they tried to find someone in the future to plant their memory in so they can be told about.
Yes.
And so Picard lived in his past as this Cayman guy to teach them how to do stuff. And finally build the rocket that gets back to him. Oh, that was actually a train of thought I wrote down. Whoops.
To preserve the memory,
To preserve the memory, yeah.
yeah, so as you know, if we live on in the mind of someone in the future, we will not have truly died. Is that their justification.
Exactly. Um. Right. Uh. Yeah, and then you see the whole family a little together, and he's like very perplexed because it's all coming back to him. And I was like, oh wait, this actually hasn't been real, but I lived here for, I don't know, 40, 30 years or something.
Yeah.
Um. Oh, I think this is this looks kind of plasticky here actually when he takes off his hat.
Yeah, that looks not very hot.
Even though it's very hot right now on this planet.
You can also, I think, see the like the wig peeling off a bit, and there's a shadow under it on the
He
left of him. His
some
right, I guess.
somewhere here maybe. Yeah, I mean this is like super nitpicky as fuck because it's just very short, but it looks like it's Star Trek from back in the day, I guess. I mean,
Oh yeah, it's just not particularly good makeup.
yeah. Um, but yeah, and he's just looking at the family, looking at the rocket being shot in the air, and it's like, yay, we shot
It's
the
to me, wasn't
rocket.
it? I was the person that found it in the future.
Exactly.
It's
Um.
a pretty emotional experience for him, you might say.
Oh yeah,
At
absolutely.
this point, I guess I'd like to bring up, I think, what is probably the biggest criticism of this.
You
Um,
mean their means of trying to preserve themselves and their
I wasn't gonna
memory?
say. I mean, I was happy if like I was happy for them to reach that as the thing that they would do.
Mm-hmm.
What I am less happy about is they just very conveniently inconsistent levels of technology that they have.
Okay.
And that like they can build a probe that can like match um that can penetrate the shields of like um I can't remember what they're called, but like I think like Galaxy class starship or whatever,
Uh-huh.
right? The Enterprise, which is like the
Yeah.
most advanced starship in the Federation, and this thing can beam like a beam straight through the shields that completely incapacitates its captain, which you
Mm-hmm.
would think would be like um, the kind of technology that other civilizations would be very interested in for like,
Mm-hmm.
military purposes and things like that.
Yeah.
Um, so, but at the same time, this culture doesn't know how to leave their home system. So it's just sort of it's I don't think it's a whole. It's just sort of like I guess it's convenient that these are the things that they did and didn't discover for this story to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh
Do you have a problem with their decision to preserve themselves in this way?
I think it's kind of retarded actually.
How so?
So the thing is, they built this whole thing, which they can do now, which I guess is just a thing you need to expect,
Well,
accept.
they did establish before that they had sent things into space.
Yeah, yeah, like small rockets and stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm more talking about the technology you just mentioned with the beams and stuff. Uh, so my problem lies here. They say later on, a little bit later on here, that the thing self-terminated right after it's spread his memory to one person.
Yeah, I don't like that.
And then all they put on the ship is the one flute, apparently. It's like
Yeah.
they didn't put any records on there of their planet. Not didn't even
Well, we don't get confirmation that there's nothing else on there, I guess.
well, they searched the ship and it just says this is like the thing we found.
I
Uh,
suppose, yeah. Um,
so I mean, I guess I would have at least tried to put some organic stuff on there and like some kind of fridge. I mean, probably would have gone bad in 1,000 years because I don't know if the freezing would have been that great over 1,000 years. Uh, I just think the self termination thing is just pretty fucking dumb. I don't know why they did it like this.
yeah, I would be perfectly happy with their choice of how to preserve themselves if it wasn't like we spread to one person, we can destroy the probe now. It's done its job. I
Yeah,
don't see the reason to prevent more than one person from having the experience of this culture.
exactly. That's what I mean. Uh, so yeah, but yeah, that was pretty much my problem with this. I just didn't like the way they did it with the self termination. I was like, why would you do it like that? That's wild to me. Because it was
Yeah.
very important to them to spread their knowledge at the end, or not necessarily their knowledge, but their memory, the memory of them. And then they just self terminate the probe right after. Like it's completely offline when they take it onto the ship. It's like, okay, that's interesting. Uh, but yeah, we see him get up in on the bridge, and this is where we figure out it's like, oh, how long has it been? And Riker says it's been like 20, 25 minutes, and it's like, what? 25 minutes?
Yeah.
Because
Fucking astonishing acting in the scene, by the way.
yeah, because
He's
he's
like
like,
his world has been shaken.
oh, dude, imagine that happening to
Well,
you.
yeah.
It's like, what the hell is happening? Like I was just
He's like
super old.
he's almost crying when he's just like 25 minutes. Like
Yeah. But he does remember pretty quickly that he's Jean-Luc Picard and he's captain of the
well,
Enterprise.
that's just the dialogue when he wakes up, like just stating it like this is the Enterprise.
Mm.
I am Jean-Luc Picard, which I really like.
Yeah,
I
and
like that that's just
I like
important
the,
to him
the
as
I like this whole ending scene, how he's just walking around in his room, just checking out his stuff.
oh, the ending scene is my favorite scene from like I think all of Star Trek, to be honest.
It's
I really really like this scene.
he just looks confused. It's like, oh yeah, I guess this has all been real, and I was living like a completely different life for 40 years. I like when he come when he because when Riker rings the bell, he just stops and it's like, oh right, I need to say something for to happen. Like he doesn't
Yeah.
realize what it is immediately, which is great. It's like, oh, come in. But yeah, he needs a second to realize that.
Oh, I want to address in chat. It's a lot like Darmok for me. Interesting premise, love the idea, but the execution of the idea is awful. I feel like I feel like um we're sort of missing the mark with that, and that the execution, like the premise, right, is like we stretch to get the premise, but
Mm.
as soon as the premise is established, like everything that happens within it is pretty fucking great,
Yeah, I
and
love.
that's for both of those episodes this one and Darmok.
Oh, that's another. Gotcha,
It
gotcha.
is.
Um,
Darmok is one where there's like a language that exists that they're trying really hard to translate, and it's like a language spoken entirely through idiom.
hmm.
And the fact that the language exists is like a massive stretch, but the story that they tell with it is really cool.
Okay, gotcha. Um, but yeah, Riker comes in, and he gives him a little box which has the flute in it, which Picard plays it, and
What's way more important to me than him playing the flute is just how he opens it, sees it, and then clutches it really close to his chest
oh,
immediately.
I thought that was after he plays it. Then I mixed that
That's
up.
the first thing he does with it is he just
Oh,
like
okay,
holds it
okay.
very close.
Yeah, because he remembers this whole family that he clearly loved. Uh,
Yeah. And it's like it's a real tangible object that was, as far as his memories are concerned, his. This
yeah,
was, and this is like the last surviving object of his culture, who now he, in a way, is the sole survivor of.
yeah,
Um, and their memories will live on in him, and they've achieved that perfectly well.
yeah. Because he remembers that shit now, and he's probably gonna write logs and logs and logs about it like crazy. Or
I don't know if I don't know how this will affect him going forwards because like I mean I assume it should
oh
definitely
yeah, this is
like
like a life-shattering experience. Just basically living two lives
yeah.
and then realizing,
Um,
oh, it's only been 25 minutes in your actual life. Uh,
so um, I've seen a few episodes after this, and it's not like, it's not hit him as hard as I think it should. But I am aware. I've seen a clip where he's
Also,
playing the flute again in a later episode.
Oh,
So,
okay. That's nice.
um, I am happy to know that it's not just like forgotten after this.
Yeah. Also, there's the way he just grasps the flute.
Yeah, it's just so important.
Yeah, it
Like,
is. It's pretty fantastic acting. It's just fantastic acting. That's just all it is. And probably just really great directing as well. Just getting them here. Yeah, it's good stuff. And then right after that, he plays the flute, and yeah, that's how the episode ends. Him playing the flute.
plays a
And
somber tune on his flute.
yeah, good stuff. I really like this episode.
Yeah,
But now I'm still a little bit confused.
about
So
what metal?
was this just a memory they put in his brain now that he lived all the way through? Or is that some time travel shenanigans? That's something I just didn't quite get. I think the idea is they
So,
put a memory in his mind that he lived through
yeah,
a life
I
of their thing.
assume, yeah, that he essentially gets given like Cayman's, like, not exact memories because he's there making decisions, but like Cayman's, I guess, like impression of like that there was a real Cayman once,
Okay, yeah.
and that like not specific memories, but just like the memory of what his life was like, right? Who was in it was
Mm-hmm.
given to Picard, who then was able to interact with, I guess, a simulation
Yeah, yeah.
of that memory for like the 25 minutes.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. I was just unclear because of the wording, but that just might be being a filthy foreigner. So, but yeah.
Go back to Germany.
But I'm already in Germany.
Ew.
But yeah, good shit. This is a really good episode. I like it even more now that we talked about it.
This is my favorite Star Trek episode,
uh,
and I've seen a lot of them.
I imagine there's a bunch of silly episodes out there.
Oh, there are some that really suck. Like,
Oh, nice.
but like there are very few that suck as hard as, a lot of the sucky stuff we're used to.
Yeah. Memory manipulation, I think. It implies it's a memory that the probe carries, a simulation of Cameron's life. Yeah. Gotcha. Da, 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 da. The problem is it was Picard in this memory, right? His knowledge. So this is meaningless, sort of. No, because he lives Cayman's life.
Yeah.
I think the question I would have is why they did it the way they did it here. So he starts out completely with his own memories and without any memories. But I guess this is how you have to do it. I think it just goes back to the thing. It's like, oh, that is actually like crazy technology that they used here, because they basically
Yeah,
simulated.
in terms of like, if this is possible, you should kind of probably see at least, because it's like some government funded thing, right? That probably is really advanced, but you should see at least some precursors of this technology in their actual lives, right? Like
Yeah.
maybe when they communicate with each other, they communicate via like a psychic thing that they put their brain in, it scans their brain, it sends out messages. Or something like that, right? Where we actually see that this is a culture that has technology that can interact on a level with their actual brains, rather than just being something that they pulled out of the blue.
Yeah, that would have been nice to establish a bit more. But yeah, as I said, it all works very well for the premise we're doing here. It's a pretty great episode. Pretty
Very
great.
meaningful, you might say.
Meaningful. Yeah, good stuff. Really good stuff. I enjoyed that episode very much. It was a good thing you made me watch it.
We should watch more Star Trek together at some point, Mel.
Sure, if I mean, I'm gonna start to watch it now.
Oh, if you're going through, I will happily join you on sessions when you're
Yeah,
doing that.
yeah. I can tell you when I watch some episodes.
Like Taskmaster.
Taskmaster.
Can't
Oh,
wait for
there's
the.
a new season coming pretty soon. I think. I think I
You're
saw
into
it.
Metal's Forge on Taskmaster.
Dude, I don't even know how that would work, but man, I fucking love Taskmaster. Taskmaster is fantastic.
You got me into Taskmaster, and yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah. More Star Trek, please. Hey, I hear there's a lot of great episodes to talk about. You know what? I think we should talk about some poopy ones as well. I think that should be fun.
Yeah.
I
Some real
can
poopy
can
ones.
chill Metal's Forge as the only Star Trek coverage in the EFAP sphere.
But now,
For now.
well, Rags occasionally gives EFAP opinions, Star Trek opinions on EFAP.
Yeah, but this is like actual video footage of us doing it.
Yeah.
Yes, talk about poopy ones.
Well, what's the one where they like go to the planet full of Irish people and
What?
uh, hang on,
That sounds awesome.
it's so bad
It
in
sounds
like every
so
way that
funny.
episode.
That sounds so funny. I want to see them on a planet full of Irish people.
If you Google Star Trek Irish people planet, it comes up.
Irish
It's
people.
the episode is called Up the Long Ladder. It's the one that I specifically remember being the worst episode of TNG that I've seen so far.
18th
What
episode.
are your worst episodes, chat? And you will have to say what thing happens in them rather than the title, because I guess you could say the title and I could Google it.
What's this? What do we got here?
The episode where they all turn into animals. What are you talking about?
The planet Bring Lloyd.
Or like, I think Up the Long Ladder is the one where they're like, we need genetic material to perpetuate our society, or we'll all die out. Picard's like, no, we don't like that because we don't like having children, not naturally or whatever. And you're like, oh, okay. It's like, they're like, will anyone on the Enterprise donate genetic material? And he's like, no, everyone agrees that that they don't want to do that. And it's just sort of like, okay, I guess. It's one of them bad episodes, Metal.
No. Bad episodes.
They also establish a really stupid thing that Geordi can see when someone is lying with his visor, which
That's useful.
which never comes up ever again. We should watch that because it would be funny.
Yeah, absolutely. Good.
Oh, the episode where they're all drunk is good though.
They all drunk? That sounds great.
It's like there's an episode, like, okay, this is a great Star Trek premise, Metal. Like, just this is the kind of thing that's like, yeah, that'd be fun to see. They encounter, like, I can't remember what it is they encounter, right? But it's some kind of like pathogen or some kind of wumpy space cloud or something that basically just gives them all like the effect of alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
So they're trying to operate the Enterprise and get it out and solve this problem while they're all like mentally just fucking off their face drunk. It's a great story. Like, it's really funny.
That sounds funny. Man, all kinds of things. All kinds of things they have in these.
Oh yeah, I had a little tweet about this recently. When you start a Star Trek episode, you have no idea what you're gonna get. But the examples I used were that when you start a Star Trek episode, you don't even like the pre-credits stinger could be literally anything. And the two examples that I've got were there's one where literally everyone on the Enterprise dies, and that's the pre-credit stinger. And then there's another one where Commander Riker falls asleep and starts snoring loudly at an awkward moment, and then it cuts to credits. It's like, what
Oh,
problem are we going to be dealing with today?
I typed in Star Trek Jew planet. First result was the Ferengi are a fictional extraterrestrial species in American science fiction franchise Star Trek. Thoughts? I don't think you need to say anything else. I think that's funny enough on its own.
Hang on, I have to test to see if that works. I'm gonna do it in incognito first, so that it's not biased by my search history, and second, because I don't want Star Trek View Planet to be in my history.
Well, we did
It
it.
does!
Oh, okay.
The Ferengi are a fictional extraterrestrial species in the American science fiction series Star Trek.
This is what I mean, that Picard is actually a Picard, his longing for the stars. He just agrees that this is a new reality. And they all just go around him showing their life in a way. But all this is not real, because if it takes place in the memory of some other man, he still makes other choices, I suppose, as Picard. Yeah, but he still gets the information of this civilization. Like, he still gets a lot of
having
valuable.
like feeling that you have lived something as a memory is an incredibly like that can hit you, you know?
Yeah, he probably isn't as good as a Iron Weaver anymore, I would assume. But
I mean, he retained his ability to play the flute.
okay, yeah, fair enough. But yeah, you still get a lot of valuable information like this. I think it still works. Yeah, let's do super chatteroonies here real quick.
No.
We got so glad you're reviewing one of the best episodes of TNG. My favorite is Chain of Command. There are 4 lights. That's Star Trek stuff. I think I heard about Chain of Command. I think Red Letter Media talked about that, but I already forgot what it's
I've
about.
not seen that one yet.
But I remember Chain of Command is one of the higher regarded ones as well. Yeah, and we'll teach you English metal, don't worry. And J2 apparently. Yes, I'll learn English eventually. It's fine. We'll get there together as a family.
No.
Watch the Data Trial episode. I like that one.
Measure of a Man. It's fucking awesome. It's what
I think I remember Red Letter Media talking about it. Is that where they decide to let him stay alive or something?
It's the one where they decide whether he should have the same like autonomy as a like organic person, the same rights.
No, it's oh yeah, that does sound really interesting.
Oh, it's super cool.
Yeah. Sounds great. Looking forward to all the great episodes and the silly ones I'm gonna be watching eventually.
Well, I do enjoy that we've like got media to a place where we can enjoy something because it's bad, I guess. Particularly when it's old, right? When something's new coming out and bad, and you're like, oh,
not again.
When it's like, I guess this is just what happened back in the day.
Yeah. No super chat coming in. Off topic, but it makes me genuinely sad that your first exposure to Superman was Man of Steel. Genuinely heartbreaking. Yeah. I mean, I knew about Superman, but I never really looked at any comics or shows or whatever. And then EFAB comes along, it's like, hey, let's look DC stuff. And then Man of Steel is like, man, Superman is shit. But then I watched Superman vs. the Elite with Meme last week, and that was pretty fantastic. Everyone should watch it. It's good stuff. there's way more for the Superman character in 1 hour and 10 minutes than any of DC's train wrecks. Yeah, go watch that. That's really good.
I don't want to.
But yeah, we did it. We did the thing. We're donezo.
Yay!
Hey Jay, what do you
It was
what do
very
you?
fun.
It was fun. Another good thing people showed me when they came on. So we, we,
Your days are numbered, metal.
I'm currently on a good media streak, I think. But that's
What will I
probably
force
gonna
you to watch next?
it's gonna be changing. What was the last bad thing I watched? Let's see. Today was Star Trek. That was good. Superman vs. Elite was good. Then I watched Shoot 'Em Up. That is just a fun movie I like, so that was good. Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? That was really good too. I talked about Elden Ring. That's good. Oh yeah, Moonfall was kind of flumpy. That was with Rags.
Moonfall. I've
Yeah.
seen the trailers for that, and it looks excellent.
Well, you've
Metal.
seen all the good stuff already.
Oh, is it not? Is it not as fun as it looks like it's gonna? Because it looks like it would be a really fun shit movie to watch.
Yeah, you can have fun with that. Just have some drinks, some food, and you'll have some fun. But it's not very good overall. It's kind of flumpy.
But it seems like a really fun, like bad movie. You know,
Yeah,
like
go have a look. See, it's not terrible.
I
Not a
might
terrible
do.
watch, I should say. But yeah, we did it. Jay, what are you up to on your silly little channel?
I'm making Lego Star Wars critique. It's pretty long, not
Nice.
insanely long, particularly for this community. But I think it'll probably be the longest one on YouTube.
Nice. Sounds good. You'll find all the J links down below. It says they should touch your shleems on
Good.
all the
I
channels.
encourage that.
Uh, but yeah, I won't be around for the weekend, so you won't see anything of me for a bit, unless you haven't checked out the YouTube VODs yet of my item only playthrough of Elden Ring, or I kill bosses with items only in Elden Ring. There's a playlist over on the
Sounds
VOD
like
channel.
it's for nerds. I wouldn't
Uh,
know anything about nerd stuff. I've never injured myself by putting my glasses on.
well, that would be embarrassing. But yeah, you can check that out if you haven't seen it live or just want to watch it again because I'm so amazing at streaming. Yeah, and then I'll just be back on Sunday or Monday with a stream. Depends how late it's gonna be until I'm back home. And yeah, but I shall be back on Monday for sure with something coming your way. And next Metal's Forge will be about the Sanic movie, the new one that's coming out. And we're gonna be talking to Frongold about that. So that should be fun.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. Metal's Forge about Morbius. I was thinking about it, but then I realized I don't really care about Morbius, so I didn't do it. I had to choose between Morbius and Sonic 2. I was like, you know what? Sonic is at least going to be a fun one to look at. I don't know what Morbius could be good, obviously, but
Morbius feels like it's going to be one of those ones where it's got like loads of like problems in it that feels like one of those ones that people are going to say is like fine. It's going to have its like hyper fans who are going to be annoying. That's going to be like everyone else is going to be like, oh, it's average, it's whatever. But then when you dig into it, it's like just falls apart completely, and it will take like 20 hours to discuss everything that it fails at. It feels like it's going to be one of them. That's the vibe.
yeah. But yeah, when I asked Fringy which one he likes to watch more or wants to talk about more, he said Sonic, and I was like, all right, Sonic it is. But yeah, that's that. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the super chats. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see y'all later. Thanks for joining, Jay.
You're welcome. It was very hard for me to do it.
You're lying.